All right, we are live. It's gonna be a very boozy episode of Butcher's Market OG Live. Are you ready, Joe?
Boozy.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've got bourbon to give to Mike. We've got OG Lime to crack open. All sorts of stuff.
Perfect.
Now you've been good about your alcohol. Are you gonna get? You've been good. Are we about to get litty this weekend? Are you ready?
I actually sent Rand a picture of us from the Super Bowl party.
Oh boy!
And I said, I promise I will not be this drunk.
Do you remember?
On Saturday.
Do you remember taking that photo?
No,
of course you don't.
No, I have a blanket around me, and I'm sitting next to him, and his bride to be Clara is on his right, and I'm on his left, and I'm just like in outer space.
All right, let's make this happen. Let's podcast alongside Joe Giglio. I'm Joe Ovies inside Eford Studios in downtown Raleigh. Thanks to Empire Properties, of course. Thanks to Copiers Plus. But it's Thursday. It's just past 2:00. You know what that means? We are live on YouTube. Thanks to our friends at the Butcher's Market. Check them out online at thebutchersmarkets.com. Beauty of the Butcher's Market this time of the year. Eventually, we'll know the next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We know who the Canes are playing. We just don't know when. But when we do find out, get your tailgate stuff ready to go. And if you just got to grab and go, they've got stuff for you to get, like the steak and cheese or just like an Italian hoagie, all that kind of fun stuff. Onion rings, too. I still have to get the onion rings at the Lake Boone location.
Yes, they're delicious.
And hot dogs. Joe loves hot dogs. Go get hot dogs.
They have unbelievable hot dogs and salmon. Faroe Island salmon.
I love it. But we have a very special guest in studio, so let's not make him wait anymore. There he is in studio. It's Mike Maniscalco.
Do you guys validate parking?
No, we don't. Sorry.
Damn it.
But here,
I'll pay for your parking if you know your license plate number.
I've already got the app. I'm ready to go.
Will you take a Caribou Crossing from our guy Chris in Ohio instead?
Yeah, I will. But now will I get any? Why am I taking Canadian booze instead of American booze? Because, you know, everything I do means I'm liking some other team.
It's because we will be drinking their booze, much like we will be drinking their tears throughout this side of the bracket. Because we know we're destined. Well, Joe and I are hoping for Montreal because we just look at YouTube numbers. That's what we're looking for.
We're desperate for Montreal.
We are desperate for Montreal. And Canadian media is desperate for Montreal. And it would be just delicious if the Canes get to the Stanley Cup Finals 20 years after they won the Stanley Cup by getting not past one, but two Canadian teams. That would be amazing.
You should see some of the DMs that I've gotten from a typically polite people. Wasn't so polite. Just saying. What's this all about? It's about dignity. It's about respect. It's about the loudest house in the NHL. I got like people getting upset over that stuff. And yeah.
As Ken correctly points out, it's owned by Sazerac. It's an American company, so we should be good. Look at Ken
pained.
coming in.
You look pained, Giglio. Why?
It's one of my great hot takes that I feel like I got to be the bad guy, and I don't want to be the bad guy.
You've been the bad guy.
I know.
Go ahead and be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Listen up, Razor Ramon.
Because I can retort and make you feel better about it if you want.
What's the Montreal Arena called now?
Bell Center. Centre Bell.
Okay.
That place
just bring Eric Cole out.
Here's the math.
No, there's more people in
There's more people.
But let's take in physics and engineering.
Okay.
The roof of Lenovo is lower to the ice surface than Bell Center. And basically just about any other rink, it's pretty close in Winnipeg. So the thing that makes Lenovo loud, the people, but the sound has nowhere to go because it hits the roof and comes right back.
Yeah.
But it's not pumped in. It's not artificial. Montreal's not pumped in. I'm not making there are buildings where, I mean, we're going back to the late 80s, 90s, flip the bass and let the Alpine blast. It's that kind. I'm like, this isn't real. Montreal's real. There are places where singular noise, like that sound, sure, can get louder on the meter, but for a consistent noise level, it's Lenovo Center. And it's because when that place is packed, the sound has nowhere to go and the people make noise throughout. So, I mean, we're at the end of the day, this is really an objective thing that people shouldn't lose their freaking minds.
I know.
But that's what the internet is for.
This really isn't about the current state of the Carolina Hurricanes. This was back in 02 and 06 when we went to the playoffs and we were in the building and you're like, okay, this is just different for me.
All I can tell you,
there's just more people.
All I can tell you
I get my math from
is in 19, that game 3 in the first round after the 9 years in the wilderness, when that team hit the ice against the Capitals down 0-2.
Oh yeah.
I have not been in a building that was that loud for that long. Just haven't. I've been in buildings where,
I'll give you duration for sure.
I've been in buildings where the pop might be louder.
Well, hell, let's think about the first game back when they opened up the building post-COVID.
Oh yeah,
that building, and it wasn't at full capacity because there was still some social distancing. But again, the way that it's constructed makes it definitely pop. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Thinking about Montreal, there's a Philadelphia series that the Canes have to get through.
Those people get loud,
and
positive and negative.
I think there is a matchup within the matchup. I'm really fascinated what the Canes social media department's going to do with Gritty in playoff mode. That's a battle to keep an eye on because Gritty does not play. Okay, I'll be curious if they're going to be just tossing pork chops onto the ice in Game 3. After they chuck the penguin onto the ice, a big stuffed penguin, obviously. But, I think it would be funny if he's just throwing barbecue out there or something like that. Do we have game times yet?
No.
Do we have an idea of what it could look like?
I don't.
Can we speculate?
You can speculate all you want. I have neither
I guess
confirm nor deny because I literally am the last guy to know. Like they'll be a release.
Hey, you're on radio mode activates. Mike, let's go.
Let's start here.
Yeah.
Can the round begin while the first round is still being played by other teams? Can the second round begin?
Yes, the East can begin if the West is still playing.
Okay, but if the East is still going,
I don't have the full answers to.
Okay.
So what do we got tonight?
You got 2 out West. 2 game 6s.
So if those game 6s wrap, could you see a situation where we start on? Please don't say. I really don't want to start on Saturday.
Pick up what we're putting down right now. We do not want to be in that building on Saturday.
We don't want to be on that building on Saturday. Like we got the OG birthday bash at noon, which is cool. Like that could be a pregame. But then we got Rand's wedding to go to, man. Plus it's gonna be crap for tailgating because it's supposed to be a monsoon on Saturday.
You guys got invited to Rand's wedding?
Yeah.
Where's my invite?
Hey man, I feel you. There have been a couple weddings that have happened. I went, oh.
Interesting.
I guess mine got lost in the mail.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
How about that?
Hey, good. I don't have to get you gifts. Feel better about that. You're the one who's losing, not me. No, at the same time, I have no idea because building availabilities also have to play into this because, Philadelphia, were they booking shows 2 months ago for Xfinity? Or were they booking something? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their availability is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then, TV has a say in who plays and who starts where. So I honestly do not have.
Well, unlike
I have no insight other than it could start. Theoretically, it could start if the West is still going on.
Yeah, that I understood. And the other thing, too, you mentioned TV. Unlike the Ottawa series, there is going to be great interest in Philadelphia being back at the playoffs. Like
100%.
And I guess we can call it the there's going to be so many puff pieces on Brind'Amour and his time in Philly and the trade and all that kind of stuff. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the national scale.
I love it when you act like people cover hockey.
What's that?
I love it when you act like people cover hockey.
No, I'm just saying these are the times where people swoop in and they do things like this.
In the old days.
No, the Ottawa folks were, who didn't research much about Rod and where he grew up. But you were born in Ottawa, right? He's like, I was there for like a year. And then we went out west.
Right.
So he had some family. They look, you try to look for those stories. I will say the one story that should be written and spoken from the hills, and I do truly believe this, Rod Brind'Amour, of all of the accomplishments, what should be near the top of the mountain, he is the only athlete, to my knowledge, who has never been booed by Philadelphia fans. They love him. I mean, he is their real living, breathing Rocky.
He is so Philly. That's the thing. Like just the work ethic and all that kind of stuff. So yes, that makes a lot of sense.
And as I pointed out about Logan Stankoven, an unbelievable playoff player. Rod Brind'Amour.
There's
particularly early in his career out of Michigan State. He took the league by storm.
Oh, he jumped right in with St. Louis and scores a playoff goal. But Philly does a thing. You ever been to a game in Philly?
I've never been to
a game. They do the starting lineup for the other team.
Yeah.
Or they do the starting lineup for the other team. I don't know if they were doing this 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So it'd be like Joe Ovies sucks.
Yeah.
Right. And then they'll do the coach. They'll do the head coach.
Not
don't say it for Rod.
No.
I don't hear it when they bring up Rod Brind'Amour's name. We're going to get quiet for this one.
All right. So ideally, there would be a game on Sunday, not Saturday. That would be perfect. Although I heard
out of our hands.
I also heard that it could possibly wait until Tuesday.
Out of our hands.
Completely crazy. Now, I just had to get that out of the way.
I'll be on the Canes radio network all the way through.
I know.
You will be.
Yeah,
all the way through.
I know. I based on some of the YouTube comments that I'm seeing already, like, don't ask him. You're not allowed to ask Mike about TV times.
Oh no,
but you know what? I am.
No, the reason being is like I have a podcast that Shane and I are doing tomorrow.
Oh, so that's right, for the Canes cat. And you said, like, don't ask me these things.
I don't know. So
okay,
what
right.
You're gonna? I'm like, save your tweet.
Right. I just wanted to get that out of the way.
It's fine.
So let's get the other thing out of the way.
Well, and the guy who did it is Chris Hooks, and like Hooks.
Oh well,
he's banned
Hooks should
now.
know better. Not ban him.
No, he's banned.
Block
he's
him.
banned. He's
Chris,
banned.
come on.
Because then he tries to be like clever.
Of course.
And, come on, Chris, we know your son is, but you with the, do you know when you could possibly know when you know that you know? I'm like, you're still asking the same damn question.
All right. So the other question that we have to get out of the way before we move on is health updates.
Yes.
I know Rod spoke on it a little bit, but every day is new. Everybody reacts differently, things like that. Let's start with Nikishin.
Skated yesterday in a non-contact jersey. So all of the,
things trending in a particular way, which is good.
Yeah. I mean, it's I've said this before, and that's the one injury that when we're talking about concussions, or that's why a player is out. That's the one thing that you've talked to guys, I'm sure. On Monday, they feel great. And then Tuesday, they wake up and they're worse than they were when it initially happened. So I don't know, but
that's why I got bothered.
He's trending in the right direction.
Yeah. So this is now actually kind of fascinating.
Okay.
This is the way it used to be. I don't know if it still is. You have to perform a test at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they do the baseline.
For your baseline.
Yeah.
Can you imagine this poor bastard trying to do a test in English? Like if it's some NHL person who has independently has to come in.
Yeah.
Because part of the test is there's a thing with a tennis ball.
Yeah.
And then there's a thing, I think it's either L words or S words that you have to remember. He can barely speak English.
I'm sure they can find something to make it work.
There's a Seinfeld episode here where Nikishin can't play.
Maybe he logs in. Maybe he logs into the Sway app like a junior Kane, and that's how they do it.
As the year has moved on, his English has gotten better.
Right. But they should at least let him do the cognitive test in Russian.
Maybe they did. I don't know.
I hope they did. That's a Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, it is.
Like he got held out of game one. Why? Because he couldn't remember the English S words to repeat.
So the thing about Nikishin too is the reason why I kind of got a little annoyed. I know what Corey Lavalette was doing when he posted the fact that Nikishin was in the locker and he was up and about. He looked like himself, but that's not what Corey was doing. Was the people took what Corey said and they tried to run with it. Like, he's fine. Like, nah, man. Like, concussions are funny like that. Yeah. Not surprised he was in the protocol. Do the due diligence. I was just kind of curious as to where things stood on that.
And you have the time. You have the time.
Which gets us to Ehlers, right? Lower body concern that takes him out of game 4, as Joe correctly pointed out. If this is like a 2-1 situation or even just playoffs in general, if he can go, he's going to go. So something clearly was bad enough. Mm-hmm. He was limping around the day before that he wasn't going to go out there. I thought there was a little bit of gamesmanship. I can take it a little further. Like, hey, man, you have a chance to wrap this thing up. It's a long series or it's a long playoff run. We don't need you out there. We know that the tenor of this game was going to be what it ended up being.
Yes, it didn't. Yes, it was.
So Nick Delorier is out there for a little bit of goon insurance. Obviously, Brady didn't want to confront him, which was hysterical, but neither here nor there. I know Rod talked about this a little bit too, about his trajectory, where he is. So what's the latest on Ehlers?
The latest yesterday is the same thing, trending in the right direction.
Okay.
And again, the time off before we get to the rest versus rust question, which will come up for sure.
I think that's just an overrated thing.
But it's very good for that situation.
Good for Freddie too.
100%.
Great for Freddie.
Give him the rest.
Yep.
Because he's proven with the rest. You see what he does in round 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the other thing too would be, let's talk about Seth Jarvis in the top line.
Sure.
Shall we? My understanding is that if you ask Seth Jarvis, he'll tell you he's 100%, but we're all watching. He doesn't look like himself. How much of this might be something lingering physically, or, hey, we know Seth can get in his head a little bit too. And those types of things kind of build up. Or are we just misreading this entire situation wrong in that the top line did what they were supposed to do? They were the focal point of Ottawa. The second line got cooking, and that's what you needed. This is just a byproduct of what the Canes want to do and run out there with the depth scoring. The second line, whatever line number you want to assign, I know Rod doesn't want to do that. They were the ones that took care of business. You know that the other line will eventually get going as well.
Yeah, I'm going to choose to go along the lines of, if you look at the totality of it, what did Ottawa's top line do?
Right.
And for the majority of the series, those two lines were against each other. So it's when you go to playoffs and you're talking about matchups or things like that, and people get so invested and so, digging deep into the numbers. Ottawa their top line didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you want and you need Aho and Jarvis and Svechnikov. You want them on the board. You're on the board, maybe you don't have a double overtime game, right? Maybe that series is really a 4-game sweep in everybody's mind, right? As we're going to get into.
You mean the double overtime game they won 4-2? Amazing work.
Yeah, good stuff.
Amazing work.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Mark Jankowski somebody asked me what's it like to call 2 overtime game winners. I'm like, it's phenomenal in one game.
You had practice.
I did. I was ready to go. But just keeping me sharp, guys, and I appreciate that.
Good stuff.
To zero in on this one, if you're not a negative, your line is it's okay.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah.
And if I was sitting here going, man, they were being outplayed by Stützle and Batherson and Tkachuk or whoever, however, once Travis Green started to try to get some matchups and get things work, they weren't. As a matter of fact, Andrei Svechnikov should have had 2-3 goals in that series, but give credit to their goaltender, Linus Ullmark, who I'm like, no, we're going to talk about goaltending weak links. He's the guy. Regular season has been great. His playoff numbers have never been anything, even with good teams in front of him in Boston. And he was phenomenal. He kept Svechnikov off the board a little bit. For the Jarvis thing, I'm going to tell you the real answer when we go to this point. Everybody's going to say they're fine. Nobody's 100% right now. Yeah. Somebody's been, these guys have been fighting something all the way through. And Seth Jarvis has played a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
He went and he was part of Team Canada in Milan. That's a long, long thing to get through. And then you lose. Like for the Team USA guys, it's great. Hey, we're all invigorated. Those Team Canada guys all came back and we just pissed away 2.5 weeks. We didn't win. Now, does that make them angry? You got to talk to Nathan McKinnon and what happened to that poor stuffed animal. Poor stuffed animal. But for Seth Jarvis, I think nobody puts more pressure on him than himself. So to your point, and we can talk about the psychology of sports. We've gone down this road. The most counterintuitive thing in the world is that when it's not going, do less. You can't push. You can't press. The harder you try, the worse it gets, because now, okay, it's not going in. You hear the sawdust, everything that comes into it. And it just comes down to just do less better. That's all you have to do. You don't have to be a one-man zone entry. You don't have to be the reason why the power play scores a goal. Just make the right plays. Do the little right things. And for the most part, and if you go back to game 4, that line kind of got back to what they are about. They just didn't get on the score sheet. I know it's 2 empty net goals for Sebastian.
What are you laughing at?
No, I'm laughing at the prospect of Mike using my analogy on NHL syndicated radio. It's like trying to get laid in high school. Yeah. The harder you try, the harder it is.
Yep.
Or you can clean it up a little bit.
The more impossible it becomes.
You clean it up. The radio side of things might be a little bit different,
Speaking of former Boston goalies, Dan Vladar. I've given up on trying to predict goalies. If Freddie's performance in round 1 wasn't enough after watching however many starts in person this year.
42 saves last night.
Dan Vladar had 51 starts this year, his career high. He was this is much like another former Boston goalie, Brandon Bussey, right? Draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a guy who was at Calgary, was a backup, decides to sign this cut rate deal because he wanted to play more, and gets to Philly, plays more. 51 starts this year, 0 shutouts, 6 playoff games, 2 shutouts. Somebody explain any of this goaltender voodoo.
It's voodoo, man. That's the answer.
Someone explain this to me, because I got nothing. I got nothing.
So in the playoffs, real estate becomes really hard to find, and you get guys blocking shots.
Yeah.
You get top line guys more committed to staying on top of the puck and doing all the little things like
puck possession. Really,
but here's a prime example. You just brought up Seth Jarvis, so he doesn't get on the scoreboard, but what is it in game 2? He's blocking 2-3 shots on a shift.
There is that, yeah.
You see, like that comes out of it, and then the other thing too, Philly, they understand. Look, we're not going to outscore Pittsburgh. Not when they've got Crosby and Malkin and Rust and, the youngster, Ben Kindle, and then Eric Carlson, the way he was playing this year. The way we're going to win this is let's go into the gutter, boys. Try to beat us 2-1.
So about that real quick, big shout outs to Chris Brassfield, Brassfield Accounting. He brings you these conversations.
He'll know the numbers
with Mike Maniscalco. So hit him up online, brassfieldaccounting.com. Chris,
can we just send him a 4-pack or an 8-pack or something? Is that allowed?
We can ship him beer as long as we go to one of the stores and just tell him, I'm shipping something. Anything in here that's whatever, nah, don't worry about it. It's fine. You just can't say you're shipping beer.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all. Of course, I'm giving this away now on the and
no, it's not allowed.
So somebody at the UPS stores would be like, so I was watching the podcast. I know why you're here. Because
you never know.
You never know. You just don't know. But we're going to try to get some OG lime up to Chris
in Alaska. Because the landscape with an OG lime would be just cinematic.
Bond can get to a lot of places. I don't think their guy in the van is going to go all the way to. He can get to Peace Street Market. Yeah, he can get to Beer Study in Durham. Yep. I don't think he's going to get to Homer, Alaska. But Chris is a big reason why we're able to do this with Maniscalco. Hit him up, brassfieldaccounting.com. Speaking of hitting things up, let's take a little beer break, shall we?
Sure.
Would you like to open up the fridge,
love to,
Mike, and pull out not 1, not 2, but 3 OG limes? And then we can talk about the Flyers here in a second.
I'm excited.
So I went over to Bond Brothers yesterday.
It's not that cold, but I'm excited.
With Aaron and the crew. Yeah, because it's been sitting in the back of my car. Aaron and the crew we're getting these guys canned, labeled, and stacked.
Now, first, Mikey P.
Mikey P did a great job.
Holy shit,
Shout out to Mikey P with the label, with the OG lime label.
Really good. This will be on a shirt near you soon.
Yeah,
the lime,
the little lime parties
on a pocket.
I do love.
We are going to have to, when they are labeling this, it's a little disconcerting to have your faces staring at me as I'm drinking.
Oh, yeah. You need it on the other side.
Yeah,
I do. All the cans are different. So sometimes the labels are.
Cheers, boys. To the playoffs.
To the playoffs. This will be available.
Happy birthday to
3
me.
years, OG.
So, OG.
Is it your birthday too?
No, July.
It's in July. So, think about OG Lime. OG Lime, just off the canning line. It will be available for sale at Bond Brothers tomorrow. So if you go to Bond Brothers and Cary, they will have 4-packs for sale. My understanding is that it will be hitting stores on Tuesday. I believe that's Cinco de Mayo, is it not? Cinco de Mayo, is it on a Taco Tuesday? Cinco de Mayo.
I got my calendar right here.
Is everything lined up perfectly?
This Tuesday?
Yeah.
Careful.
May 5th, right? No.
Oh yeah.
It's May 5th?
May 5th.
Perfect.
5-5.
Perfect. So Cinco de Mayo, it's a Taco Tuesday, and OG Lime should be available at places like Peace Street Market.
Okay, now
in downtown Raleigh. It should be available at Beer Study in Durham. Obviously, our friends at Longleaf Swine will be getting a shipment of it. And I'm trying to think of some other place. Oh, it'll be at State of Beer, the Bend Bar there off Morgan Street. So that's where it's going to be available initially. I'm still trying to find an inn in Charlotte. I'm still trying to find an inn over at Wake Competition Center to have our beer on tap. But that's where we're available right now.
I'll tell you why I like this.
Okay.
It's not extra limey.
Right. It's there.
It's more of a
accent.
Yes.
Yes.
It truly is more. You put the lime in the OG light, in the coconut, and you drink the lime.
In the OG light. Yeah, exactly. I had a friend.
Where are you, Rand? What are we doing?
Right. Well, he's getting busy to get married. He's getting busy. He's busy getting married.
He is getting busy to get busy. Yes, Joe. That is what happens at weddings.
Yeah. Did you guys tell him what happens after?
Little Bud of the Elves growing up. So
the back of the dart.
Jeez, if the darts are rocking. No, so you're right. That was my concern.
Come on, Bo Bandy. How? You invited these two and I'm not on the list.
So that was my concern with the OG lime. I didn't want like Bud Light lime or something like that. Like I wanted something. That's not what I wanted. I wanted something different. What?
One day maybe Anheuser-Busch is going to come calling for you.
They ain't coming calling.
I know, but it's hypothetical. This
is
is
actually
great
really
with
nice.
Tacos, by the way.
Yeah.
Like something spicy.
So Whit and the crew knocked it out, man, because you're right. This is like what would happen if you put a lime in the OG light as opposed to just like, we got lime, like all up in your face and you're puckering. That's not
and
what
you know
want.
I love to talk about the Bapple, but it's way overpowering. This is not any of that. Yeah. This is not too sweet. You know,
we actually had somebody ask if we were going to do an OG apple.
No, we need to do an OG peach.
Really?
Yes. The peach bush is the best bush that they make. Yes.
The peach bush is the best bush.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Can I use that one on internet radio too later on?
Hey, I'd probably just stick with The high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Season the taste.
Thanks, Giglio.
Season the taste.
I do like that. By the way, Giglio fuels me with more lines than you ever have for this stuff. Just putting that out there.
Hey, did I not tell you to have the banger on Star Wars night? Did I not? Okay.
Like I wouldn't have found that one.
Okay.
Giglio drinks his first
like I wouldn't have known the
beer of
Sarlacc pit wasn't on
2026
Tatooine.
Well, there is that.
By the way, everybody loses their mind when I'm like, oh, they can hear that Kashyyyk. Like it's the home.
It's the home of
Chewbacca. It's the Wookiees' home
Come
planet.
on now.
Everyone.
The Wookiee
I'm disappointed
Chewbacca,
you didn't want the Mustafar.
you underestimate the line power.
Because then every time I drink it, I would just scream, "You are the chosen one! You're supposed to bring balance to the OG lime, not overpower it."
All right, so the Flyers.
They're good.
I got one more flyer note for you, but yes, go ahead.
So the thing about the Flyers, and I called this, my spidey senses started to tingle after everybody was in the box, right? When you had like 5 and 5 in the box and all that kind of stuff. And I thought to myself, ooh, Pittsburgh's not doing a good job of not falling for it, not getting down into the gutter,
right,
if you will. And I've seen the Canes struggle with that. And I know that's what Otto wanted to do. So I feel like this is a real test of, have the Canes kind of evolved with their playoff experience, certain additions, where the Flyers and their desire to get in the gutter and get you off your game won't necessarily be as effective this year.
They can play that way. They don't have a ton of guys who are really going to go out of their way to get there, if you know what I mean. Like a Matthew Tkachuk, forget Brady Tkachuk for a minute. I think that the test against the Ottawa Senators and how Carolina passed it, all I needed to know about how are they going to handle that as the playoffs move along. They sent the notice, and they have Tormund, a.k.a. Nick Delorier, who, for not playing, I think he played, 4.5 minutes? Maybe, a little less than that. But if, somebody wants to go there, the Canes now have that deterrent. And you're not going to want to go there. You're not going to want to do that. So, look, I know it's one series, it's against Ottawa, but Ottawa tried to do that. And the Canes did not take the bait. They kept playing when they needed to, and when they needed to answer, they did.
Yeah.
And look, it's the playoffs. Be the guys who initiate. You go there, somebody's going to give you a shove after the whistle. You give them the face wash first. Don't let the glove come to your face first. Go get that done. So, Andrei Svechnikov with a great quote yesterday. I'll paraphrase it, but he was asked about, after the Clevin hit on Nikishin, and Svechnikov gets on top of him and handles his business. He goes,
as you should, right?
He goes, you do that to one of my guys, that's going to happen to you. It's, the Conneray speech and the Untouchables.
Although the way the Ottawa series, I actually thought Rod was very restrained in his media availability, asking for more replays, because he's right about like for instance, the Greg sucker punch. Like, you have to be able to do something about that.
That's where I struggle with when people want to talk about adding more replay or whatever. Nobody wants to slow down the game.
Yeah, I don't want to 4-hour game.
But Rod has explained this pretty much since he has become the head coach of the Canes. Like, this is his idea. And it's not to usurp the power of the officials who are on the ice or make them look foolish.
Yeah.
It's all about, you can't see everything. There are 12 guys on the ice, if you include the 2 goalies. They hardly ever get involved in anything now anymore anyway. But so you've got 4 sets of eyes trying to watch 10 players. And if you get a scrum like that, you're not going to see everything. But you have, especially in the playoffs, you have officials that are off the ice that are there to, in case something happens, just give them the iPad and go, hey, anything else? Hey, I saw this happened. We got to assess a penalty here because we can't let this happen.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And the embellishment too. I know this is going to sound like I'm caping up for Rod Brind'Amour here, but it makes sense, because do you know how frustrating it is? You're trying to call the game, and I see this as something, and it's nothing. And I'm like, well, am I losing my mind here? And I'll go back to, there was, game 3, there was a hit behind the net, and it was not when they were trying to go after Taylor Hall in game 3, but then Dylan Cousins has a shot behind the net, and it wasn't on Hall. And I'm like, I don't like that at all. He comes up high, and that was the intent. But everybody was focused on Taylor Hall and what was going to happen to him, that Cousins gets away with something behind the net. And, that's when everything started to go a little bit of haywire. So anything you can do to help out, to make the game move quicker or get things right or take stupid stuff out of the game. I'm 100% for it. And look, I love the physicality. I love the amped up intensity of the playoffs. But the stupid stuff, Ridley Gregg should be suspended to start the year next season.
Let's hope so.
I mean, that's I get that there's certain aspects of this that are accepted. That's stuff that should never be accepted. No. Do you have one more Flyers note before we move on to housekeeping?
I do. Everything I've learned, I learned by looking at a box score. And I did see the Flyers in person this year. They did play the Hurricanes 4 times. All 4 of those games went into overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is I got to come up with a better saying for this. I'll work on it as we approach the series. With North Carolina basketball, it was you can't run with Roy, right? And I don't know if it's you can't forecheck with Rod. You can't dump it in and chase with Rod. I don't know what it is. But if you're going to play Rod style, hey, man, you better have Matthew Tkachuk. You better have Barkov. You better have the guy you got for a fucking hot dog from the Bruins. In the most lopsided trade in the history of the fucking league. God damn it. Yes, I've had a beer.
A couple of sips of a beer. I was going to say, like, you've had a couple sips of a beer and you're already fired up. My goodness.
Yeah. You better have.
I was looking for like a straw, like, and there will be blood as he like drilled underneath the.
There they all are.
Goodness,
she loves me, and she loves my caribou.
Yeah, from last year's, the Bennett's, the Sams. Yeah. You better have those guys.
Yeah, you have to.
And when I look at your stats, and I don't see even a point per game guy, I don't see a 40-goal scorer. I'm going to tell you my guess, top of my head, Rick Tocchet is trying to play the same way the Hurricanes play.
You would be correct.
And look at what happened to Ottawa. Same deal with Ottawa. They had a little bit better of a top line. Zegras is super talented. Kind of wasted maybe some years in Anaheim.
Well, yeah, because they were trying to figure out what was he.
Yeah.
And remember, Trevor Zegras was he's a hot dog, right? He's all
flash.
Right. He's all flash. He's all sizzle and no steak. And he gets to Philadelphia and has been really, really good.
He's the guy you're going to see Sunday, Monday night and go, oh,
yeah,
that guy can dangle in a phone booth. He can really handle the puck.
The guy we only saw once, and you're going to see a lot of him is Porter Martin.
And that's where I was going to, because on the sheet is not the prince who was promised in Porter Martin, who played in 9 games, had 10 points for the Flyers, 6th pick in the draft last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know me, I'm always looking for a storyline.
Went to Michigan State.
Like one Rod Brind'Amour.
Mm.
And obviously was very good in the first round against Pittsburgh. Bigger guy, a little bit more of that power forward that they don't have,
No.
But to me, it looks like you just can't run with Roy. This just feels like one of those matchups. Yeah. I tend to think this series will be more competitive than the Ottawa series.
I think it'll go 5.
Yeah.
I could see it even going 6 or 7. I can, because of the overtime thing and all this other stuff.
Well,
right?
The voodoo that you talked about earlier about a goalie like Dan Vladar.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Right now, Montreal is having that with Jaccob Slavin. Is he, channeling his inner Patrick Waugh there?
Somewhere Eric Tulsi's going, about goalies.
I've tried to.
I'm wondering if Tulski's got like receipts on you, like, well, you should have done it. And he's just like,
I wouldn't dump the Gatorade yet, man. Like, we've seen Freddie be good in the first round.
Well, the point is that once we get to the postseason, when it comes to goalies, man, we don't know.
No, we don't.
We don't know, and we're seeing that.
Yeah.
And we're just seeing that right now, man.
But in terms of stylistically, this is a team that's going to want to play much like Ottawa did and much like the Hurricanes, right?
And I think that Rick Tocchet is smart enough to know that, we're going to be physical. We're going to try to get under the skin of the Canes a little bit, but he's also smart enough to know, watching the last series, there's a point that you have to play hockey and not do the extra stuff.
Yeah.
And that's where he's going to be preaching, like, if you guys start getting caught up playing this, this team's going to bury you.
Yeah.
Because of what you said. You cannot try to outrod Rod Brind'Amour.
You can't outrod the bud.
You cannot do that. All right, Mike, sit tight. We're going to do a little housekeeping.
Okay.
Pay some bills.
Okay.
Just like Chris Brassfield can be your fractional CFO.
Yeah, hit him up.
And help you pay those tax bills. That's very, very crucial.
Better yet, you can spend the whole year with him.
Yes.
Managing all of your invoices and reconciling all of your transactions.
And on the other side, I think we got a couple of sports phone calls, including, I think, something that we will all very much be interested in discussing as it relates to this playoff series. It's about food, but sit tight for that. That's what we call a tease in this business.
Good work.
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping is brought to you by Enovana. Check them out online at enovana.com.
If you have mess inside your mansion or trash in your cabana, get it clean with Enovana.
As we mentioned, OG Lime is out. It should be available at Bond Brothers and Carey tomorrow immediately. And then next week, it'll be available at a couple different spots like P Street Market in downtown Raleigh, State of Beer / Ben Bar in downtown Raleigh, Beer Study in Durham, and of course our friends at Longleaf Swine will carry it as well. So go get you some OG
It's
Light.
definitely a hint.
It's a hint of lime, and of course
there's a little bit of a chase there too.
It'll be available.
I'm tasting notes.
You get some notes. It will be available at the OG Birthday Bash at Shady's in Garner.
Bouquet
at Shady's in Garner for our birthday bash. We're gonna be there at noon.
So we'll have it on tap and in cans.
It'll be available on tap. It'll be
Okay.
draft available. I don't think cans will be available, but it will be available on draft at Shady's. DJ Gio will be spinning some yacht rock tunes while we're there. Very excited about that.
Can't wait.
We've got bourbon. We have
a bourbon raffle.
We've got a bourbon raffle, which you can get in on. I believe you have an ACC doormat as well.
I have a doormat. I have Braylon Mullins.
Okay.
With the Duke dagger, which I might have to put up behind me now that Duke is just going to run the world for the rest of my life.
We will talk about that a little
and
bit
torture
later.
me for the rest of my life.
So that's all going down on Saturday.
Oh.
Shady's Garner Longleaf will be bringing food.
We have food that is compliments of Longleaf and the OG Media. You do not have to pay for
You
that.
don't have to pay for this.
We'll have ice cream
From
from
Two
you don't have to pay
Roosters.
for that.
Yep.
We're going to get a birthday cake. You don't have to pay for that, but you do have to pay for your drinks and specifically your beers. Let's kick the keg, if you will,
We kicked it last
for
year.
our birthday on Saturday.
So I'm excited about that. So that's all going down noon
That's
Saturday.
that's also first come first serve on the food. So
Rain or
earlier the better.
shine as well.
Earlier the better.
We're inside. So it's rain or shine
Yeah.
at Shady's. Of course, our friends at Whitaker and Hamer are helping us put this together. So check them out online at wh.lawyer. Mikey P has been on a run. Yes, he redesigned our OG Light
Fantastic.
Cam.
Just fantastic.
He designed the OG Lime. And we've got not one, but 2 playoff pigs that you can buy right now with our friends at Basics.
I let you down. I guess I could wear it tomorrow in the mailbag.
Oh, what?
My hoodie's in.
The hoodie's in?
My Tri-Tower hoodie is in.
So head on over to ogtrianglemediashop.com. Again, that's ogtrianglemediashop.com. Our friends at Basics have a pop-up shop that is running through Memorial Day. Joe mentioned the hoodies, the sun shirt. We got the long sleeve sun shirts and the hoodie version of the long sleeve sun shirt with the 3 towers design. Comes in 4 different colors. It's like an off-white. We got a navy. We got a Carolina blue and a red. We also have it in t-shirt form as well. We also have our clearance item on the full zip hoodies. Take advantage of that. If they got your size, buy it. It's at cost at $45. But what I'm really excited about, since we're in peak playoff mode right now, is the Drunk Playoff Pig. It's basically a variant on the Drunk Wolf. It's got the OG letters on the pocket tee and then the pig on the back. You can get a next level shirt with the pig on the front. And then it's Mikey P did it again. So the genesis of this shirt that says, "This team makes me drink." Our old buddy Chris Clark was cleaning out a school closet and he found a bumper sticker, like a custom bumper sticker with the old school warning flag that I remember Jim Rutherford, the old general manager of the Hurricanes, was annoyed that I asked. You understand that using one means it's a warning, okay? It's not an actual full-blown hurricane, okay? And he's like, yeah, I knew that was whatever. But now the Canes get it right?
Shouts to Mike Sondheim for fixing that.
So it's right now.
North Carolina native.
So there was the old black jersey logo, and around it said, "This team makes me drink." And I said, Chris, we got to take this. So we put the playoff pig on a shirt, and it says, "This team makes me drink." LK over at Basics asks, "Are all your shirts drinking related?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I played cards yesterday with a guy who had a hoodie on that said, "My therapist gave up."
I love that.
I was like, that's pretty good.
But that's what sports does to you, man. It makes you do some things. And yes, this team makes me drink. So all that is at the ogtrianglemediashop.com. Again, ogtrianglemediashop.com. Big thanks to our friends at Mosquito Authority and Pest Authority. Check them out online at bugsbite.com. With the rain, the April showers, mosquito activity, nip it. Contact our friends at Bugs Bite with Mosquito Authority and Pest Authority. Those mosquito problems will go away. Again, that's bugsbite.com. Big thanks to our friends at Bailey's. Mother's Day is Mother's Day is May 11th.
Yeah. Our party's the 2nd, which means Sunday's the 3rd. That's the 10th.
Oh, geez.
Sunday's the 10th.
So get on that. Okay, get on that. Go to Bailey's Fine Jewelry, Village District. I highly recommend.
If only I had this handy dandy
calendar
item in front of me.
You
that
can
keeps
go
track of
phone that
days.
also does the same
Well,
thing.
now, Mike,
let's get crazy. Let's not get crazy
high
here.
tech.
Go to Fox and Bailey.
Where my tech is going to end.
Get something for yourself. Get something for yourself, but obviously something for the mother in your life. So that's what, May 10th. There we go. So head on over to Bailey's Fine Jewelry. Get on it now. Don't procrastinate. BaileyBox.com. And of course, our friends at Bloom and Blinds, they bring you the After Darks. Eventually, when we get a schedule, we'll tell you what our After Darks will be for the rest of the Canes playoffs.
Eventually.
In the meantime, hit up bloomandblinds.com. Call them directly at 919-980-9815. Chris and Nico and the crew, they're going to give you 15% off as an OG listener. Straight up 15% off whatever job you do. So
and
hit them up.
Jump on those much earlier now that the TV portion of my schedule is done.
This is true.
Yeah.
We're going to come to game 6 if there's one in Philly.
Oh,
We'll
come
join you.
on.
Yeah.
We'll join you.
We're going to go see Trey Turner.
Go. You should.
Yeah.
I've already reached out to the other Joe Giglio, by the way.
Did you?
So
Good.
we'll get the crossover event. In the meantime, hit up bloomandblinds.com, 919-980-9815.
But DJ Geo does not mix that with his yacht rock.
Oh, man. That's a deep cut.
Just saying.
That would be a deep cut for folks. All right, let's go to the OG Sports Phone.
919-444-2211. Call the OG Sports Phone and curse or don't.
Do you want another one?
Mm-mm.
What? What do you need?
Is this one mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's yours.
Yeah, I've been.
I don't want to. I just want to make sure I finish it.
Mike and I drink out of a can.
Yeah.
You're a cup guy. It's
Hey,
fine.
just so you know, when you release, that releases it outside.
You're right.
Instead
Hey,
of
look.
releasing it on, you know how gassy I get. You don't need that.
You're right. And my dad is a cold glass guy. He keeps a pint glass. He keeps several pint glasses in the fridge.
That was some of your finer work yesterday.
My
Your
dad-
commercial?
My dad's selling it.
No, your dad, but also like your little footage, like your Laverne and Shirley footage. No one gets that reference.
Nobody's going to get that reference.
It's fine.
Did you put a glove on something going
I
down there?
should have. I should have. All right, let's go to a 919.
Hey, OG. I was listening to a Canadian podcast the other day, and they theorized that a major reason Jaccob Slavin is not more mainstream popular is that in Canada, fantasy hockey is very big, and Jaccob Slavin is an incredibly impactful player, but his contributions don't measure quantitatively. He's not a big numbers getter. So hockey knowers are a little bit out of the loop, or people trying to get into hockey. I was curious what you thought about that. Is there any merit to that, or is it as simple as just, southeastern mid market, not a lot of coverage?
Mike.
No, it's not the mid-market stuff. There's something to the points.
Yeah.
That's what, it's not sexy. But if he played for the Leafs, you'd have Canadian writers. And if he was born in, I don't know.
Peterborough
would be a good spot. Hamilton would be a good one. He's an American.
Yeah.
So
Thunder Bay.
I mean, again, you're listening to a Canadian podcast.
If he just had one C in his first name.
No, I think the second C is the way to go.
Second C is for class.
But the thing for me with that is I have now long ago given up on trying to, whichever side of the fence you were on. Oh, it's because he plays in Carolina or he plays there. No, because Tampa got over that hump with Kucherov and Stamkos. Florida, maybe to a point, Alexander Barkov should be talked about a hell of a lot more than what he is. But he is now in that Patrice Bergeron lineage. There's another way I could go with that. Jake Sanderson should be talked about a heck of a lot more than what we do. The Ottawa defenseman, who is an American and he's in Ottawa, right? So is there something to do with that? Maybe the market plays into it a little bit. I think that when you look at what Jaccob Slavin does, and it's not with 20 goals and 45 assists and he's up for the Norris, because it's become points. It really has. And I've made the argument, just create another award for defensemen. And, you can call it the best all around defenseman, but the Norris is supposed to be for the best defenseman in the game. Nobody's better than Jaccob Slavin if we're talking about just playing defense and what you're supposed to do. But, it's not sexy. He's an offensive lineman. How many people, if I ask you who's the best offensive lineman in the NFL right now, how many even diehard NFL fans are going to come up with like the top 3 or 4?
Yeah, even better. I think he's a 3 technique nose tackle.
Perfect.
Because he does. No, he gets
seriously.
There's
You're
no
right.
stats.
Yeah.
But
you're not going to get sacks. You're going to get maybe
Yeah.
35, 45
If
tackles a year.
The tape eaters will absolutely
because how did Luke
drool
Kuechly
over
have
stuff.
220
Right.
tackles in 4 games?
Right.
Oh, because the 3 technique is sitting there eating everybody up.
Teddy Bruschi, and I'll avoid some New England linebackers right now, but you had Vince Wilfork sitting up there, right? That's kind of what it is.
Kind of important.
Yeah, kind of, and
Slightly.
And the funny thing too is it looks, and you guys get to watch it. It looks effortless. That Slavin does everything he does.
Mm-hmm.
One of my
hand-eye coordination. It's unreal to me every night.
One of my favorite lines from Tripp. He's got good stick.
Good stick.
Good stick.
It's Jaccob Slavin doing Jaccob Slavin things. That's all I can tell you.
Every time, like they were actually talking about this on the TNT broadcast in Game 4 about on the penalty kill, how Ottawa was unable to get the puck into the zone because of the way that Slavin was preventing them from getting it into the zone with his stick.
Yeah,
and the caller's point about fantasy hockey is absolutely spot on.
I think it's valid too. He's not going to be on anybody's first round. You got to draft because he's a real hockey player, right? It's not based on points.
And he didn't score until the last home game of the season. But I thought the Four Nations face-off was the most important pivot point in his career because it finally took everyone to watch those games and realize, now, wait a second. Connor McDavid's been on the ice for 30 minutes.
Yep.
Wait, now when did he score the game-winning goal? Oh,
yeah.
the one shift that, Canada was able to get him away from Jaccob Slavin. Yeah. And I thought that was a great glow up for him. I thought it was a real awakening and recognizing, but you have to have games in the spotlight like that.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, if you're the Hurricanes, if he gets to the final and McKinnon's over there and all of a sudden you're shutting down McKinnon and everyone goes down, they'll have that same type of awakening.
Let me go back to Alexander Barkov. He's been this good his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
He gets put on the pedestal once you start winning 2 Stanley Cups back to back. So, I think
the goal Barkov scored here last year. That was fucking ridiculous.
He does that all the time. Yeah. It's just, but the caller makes, I really think, and it's funny because I never put the fantasy aspect to it, but when he talks about new fans to the game or attracting, like Jaccob Slavin's not on anybody's top 10 list of who to draft. So therefore, when you play fantasy sports,
you're not going to see his name.
And you're a casual fan.
The Jaccob Slavin stuff is very, very simple to understand. What is in his career?
What's his war? Are we going to go full baseball?
No, we're going to go baseball in a second before we say goodbye. What is his career best in goals? Is it like 8?
No way.
8 goals in a season?
No
He
chance.
had a double-digit season.
Did he have a double-digit season? I
scored a hat trick against the Islanders.
Well, I mean, that's great. That goes to his 8 goals in a year, though. Like, he doesn't score a lot of goals, which is all I'm saying is he's not an offensive-minded defenseman. He's a stay-at-home defensive. He's very incredible. If you're going to be into the technical aspect of it all,
8 is his career.
8 is his career.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
18 and 19.
The reason why I know this is because I had a conversation with Jacob, who plays defense. And
your son with 1C.
Yes, 1C. And I was like, hey, man, because he's all in his head about how he hasn't scored a goal. I'm like, buddy, like Jaccob Slavin is an all-timer and his career best is 8 goals. Now he racks up assists, obviously, but he's had 8 goals best in his career. And that was how long ago? It was 18, 19?
18 and 19.
Whew.
Back-to-back years.
So it's been a hot minute.
19, he did lead the team with 11 assists in the playoffs.
Okay, there you go.
He did have a 38 assist season in 21-22 as well.
So the other thing that we got a lot of response to, I'm going to highlight
He
2.
also doesn't get power play time either. That's the other thing
True.
to bring up.
True.
Rod Brind'Amour answer.
No, but it's
he's right though.
To bring it up, like when you're talking, when you're talking about like points, because I'm sitting here, I would have bet a finger.
Tell you in a second.
I would have bet a finger, the one that doesn't work, but I would have bet a finger that he had double-digit goals for sure.
Yeah.
What was a Rod answer?
Oh man. Back when Rod was not first acquired because he, everyone kind of knew it was like a little bit slow because he was hurt.
Yeah.
the second year, like where he struggled, I remember I'm like, hey, of course, Luke put me to go right the Rod.
Of course. Luke's not a dummy.
And it's like, hey, so, you know, why do you think your production is where it is right now? It's one of those typo questions, maybe slightly less tactful, but
no, not you.
And he goes, let me ask you a question. I was like, yeah. He's like, well, how much time have I had on the power play? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, not a lot.
Not a lot.
He's like, if you look at people who actually score in this league, most of it comes on the power play. I was like, okay.
Rod
got it.
He's keeping tabs on this.
Got it.
All right. So 2 texts that I wanted to highlight because this taps into something that the 3 of us are very into: food. If you all do go to Philly, Tacanelli's in South Philly on East Somerset. You have to call ahead, reserve your dough. It's been open since 1946. Cash only, BYOB. It's a great spot. My wife's family is from Philly. Pizza's way better than Angelo's. I just referenced Angelo's the other day.
Did you just say
you have to call ahead and reserve your dough?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Have you been to Tacanelli's?
No. I've heard it's on the list.
It's on the list?
I just don't have time.
Is my Nana going to come out and make that pizza? I'm in. Well, this is it. We're in. Game 6.
From a 336.
No sweeps here, Canes.
From a 336. Hot take: the best sandwich in Philly is not a cheesesteak.
Is it going to go with a roast pork?
Roast pork from DeNick's.
Damn right.
You know what? That is the correct answer. There's also
Reading
John's in the Reading Terminal. I prefer DeNick's because of the broccoli rabe over the spinach rabe at John's. Sharp provolone, hot peppers on top. You got to get that Philly long hot.
You can do a hot and a sweet mix.
That's right. Too. That's right. However, they're both amazing.
Okay,
you're right.
We'll go to game 3.
John's is really good too.
I've not been to John's. I've been to DeNick's.
And John's makes an awesome cheesesteak as well.
Okay.
And for the cheesesteak thing, I get it. There's Pat's and Geno's and all.
Look, I took the kids to Pat's over Geno's because Geno's looks like something you would get at the fair. Pat's also one time, a long time ago, with all the mummers hanging out in Philly. It was on a New Year's Eve. And all the drunk people were at Pat's. So that's like the big
climbing
signal
the
to
light
me.
poles with
not
horse shit.
No, not that.
No,
not that.
not
That's
that.
only after the Eagles win the Super Bowl. So I went over to I went to Pat's for the first time.
Twice in 100
I know,
years. So.
I know. If the Flyers do it, who knows what we might see? I'm just saying.
Been a minute.
It's been a minute. So the reason why I went to Pat's because
born?
Maybe I went
75?
to Pat's because that's where the drunk people hang out.
Yeah.
Now Tony Luke's, if you're just looking for a straight up cheese steak at a variety of different locations, Tony Luke's has a variety of locations.
Jim's on South Street, Center
that.
City.
Yes.
Ishkabibble as well, which is across the street.
So it looks like
Cleaver's isn't too bad either.
It looks like we got to go up there just to eat.
I mean, you already got me.
You also need to, if you go to Reading Terminal,
Yeah.
It's like Food Disney World for us.
It's fantastic.
There's a place called Flying Monkey, and they do desserts.
Oh, yes.
And they do butter cake. I'm gonna die early anyway.
Can we get an Ethernet cord at the?
I'm sure we
Reading.
can.
What'd you say? Reading Terminal.
Reading Terminal.
It's great.
Not reading.
Not reading. Reading Terminal.
So, all right, one more call before we move on baseball. Should I play this Alan from the No call? Because he's clearly high in this one. He always calls when he takes a gummy. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Is this about Virginia?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
He's actually. I think he's getting his timeline mixed up. It was for Maniscalco, but I want to play. He's high, so just give him credit.
Hey, it's Alan from the No. This message is basically for Maniscalco, but I do have to give props to Giglio with his oh god, my gummy had kicked in last night and
bag of Cheetos right next to me right now.
And Vital with one eye and going through 4 chemos, saying that he should shoot more and no fucking shit, Dick. Oh god, I laughed for a fucking half hour watching it over and over. Like that rod, he finally had to get up out of my fucking lap. But anyway, Mike, you might vaguely remember me. The message boards. I think it was 06 when.
Wasn't here.
Hard stop. It wasn't 06 because you weren't here. You were here in 09.
Could be in his mind.
You were here in 09.
I got here in 07. I got here. They win the cup. Then there's the next year.
Yes.
I get there the year after that.
And then you are for a VH1 behind the mic, behind the music. One day we'll get to the story of how
talk about is this how the band broke up?
No, we'll talk about how you got into the position of doing the pre and the post.
Oh, God. Well,
but that'll be that's a behind the mic.
That's a tease right there, by the way.
We'll talk about that one day. But
what did he call the Pittsburgh Penguins? Outfits.
Don't forget about the dust 'em ups. Now, so you're doing 09. I think he's referencing 09 because that's when you're doing pre and post. They're in the postseason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yes.
All right.
Carolina beat the Devils.
Yes.
And I was listening, trying to get out of the parking lot, and you were on the radio talking about wearing Marty's head. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Marty Brodeur? And I made a post on the Canes message board, and I basically called you a clown. Well, that's what I did. And got some pushback and was told to take it down, or I can't remember the exact, but it was taken down. And we talked on Facebook, and you said whenever you're back in town, come talk to me. You were doing the pre-games for radio, and you were the nicest guy that just so nice. I mean, just so nice and so humble, and once Forsland left, I thought, God, this is going to be awful. Who are they going to get? And they got you. Not against you, but I want you to know you've done a hell of a job. I mean, you don't want to replace a legend, and you've done one hell of a job. And I salute you, my friend, and just keep it up. Love the show, and that's all I had to say.
Clearly that gummy was
so high.
3 billion milligrams.
Hey, that was your payment for the playoffs, by the way.
Oh, that's fine.
I wanted to play that call because you get a lot of shit, but people appreciate it, Mike.
Hey, the higher you are, the better I sound.
Hey, the truth always comes out when you're not sober, man. I promise.
No, I actually remember that. I remember that.
So you remember that?
I remember it.
Okay.
And I told him, I go, look at the playoff history right now, and then it's kind of was true. And when I say that, it was, remember, that was where Brodeur slams his stick and breaks it. I'm like, and they're sitting there and
not like Brodeur.
No, not at all. And that's where it comes from, because you never saw him do that. My favorite thing, now that I've been at this forever, you talk to the guys who were around the Devils at that time, because you want to know anybody who played there. You want to know the beautiful thing about the great goalies like Brodeur and Waugh and Hasek. The goals were never their fault.
Never.
Yeah.
It's never their fault.
This dude missed his guy.
Yeah.
I was doing what I was supposed to do. So it's good stuff.
Right.
Thank you, Alan. I appreciate it. Go get yourself a gummy.
So before we say goodbye, quick baseball. Are you enjoying the Boston Red Sox Schadenfreude?
No, I am.
Alex Cora being like, nah, fuck you. Yeah, no, fuck you too. I'm out. Peace out.
No, I'm not, because and this is why people hate Yankee fans.
I was gonna say, for those who don't know, Mike, big Yankee
have
guy.
been
So,
forever.
yes, for a long time.
This is why people hate us. The elitist, obnoxious part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't, because the thing for me is the Yankees are always better than the Red Sox, even when the Red Sox are winning World Series. Always. How they carry themselves, how they conduct their business. You can have problems with things like this.
Okay.
You want to hire the guy who got trash can gate, and that's how you win your World Series. Hey, good for you. Again, let me know when I'm misspeaking here, because it's very rare when I get to be a fan.
You're not.
I do not, and I have never enjoyed, and I do not get the fans who get more pleasure out of the team they hate losing than out of their team winning.
I mean, there's a lot of that right now in the triangle, man.
But
You got Carolina fans who are enjoying
I know.
19-point blown leads by Duke. You got State fans who enjoy everything. Like, you get all that
But
stuff.
what I'm enjoying right now is I open up my app and take a look.
They're game and a half up on Tampa Bay right now.
But it's not just that. It's the Yankees are in first place. I have more joy over that than Boston being in last. By the way, the only other way I could get more joy if Boston went 0-162. Okay, I'd enjoy that. That's Schadenfreude. But
I didn't realize the Yankees have been gone 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah,
Goodness.
My other problem though is like that fan base forever always looks for someone to blame. It's always some boogeyman. It's always some curse.
It's all it's Bill Simmons coded. That's why. It's Bill Simmons coded.
But
that fan base will always be the worst to me.
But
because our whole youth and up until they won it, it was I just want to win it once. I just want to win it once.
I tried,
and then they did, and then it became. Oh, I don't understand. Why don't you win it every year? What is happening right now?
Look, I was in Richmond when it all started to go down.
Yeah.
And I told everybody, I'm like, here's a warning.
Yeah.
They're going to become worse than you think, the fan base. Because once you win, and it's like a lot of fan bases are like this, but you know, the Cubs were the lovable losers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Cubs won one, and all of a sudden Cubs fans are obnoxious.
Now, wait a second.
You're a Cubs fan.
You know that the world has not been the same since the Cubs won the World Series, right?
I do understand.
I do subscribe to that theory.
My thing in 2004,
Cubs winning and Prince dying, like forget it.
Yeah, my thing in 2004, I thought the sun was not going to come up the next day. It's the break of the seventh seal.
I can't watch anything related to the collapse. I will say this: the one thing you're missing, there is one thing as a Yankee fan that you're missing. Our actual best pitcher, because you know you have to be a true Yankee. You can't be a free agent.
No,
like I love Carlos. Don't get me wrong. But he's not a fucking Yankee.
Oh.
Okay. Our best pitcher right now is from Walpole.
It's from,
And he got death threats this offseason, and then he just jammed it up their ass the other day.
Well, in the postseason, his mom was getting insulted.
Cam Slitler.
You want that? Here I am. But I'll put it in these basic ass terms as I can.
Yeah.
Enjoy your team winning.
Can't
more
do
than
Mike, that's not possible.
I know you can't do that, but
That's
the other reason,
not fun though.
The other reason, the Red Sox,
man,
for 2 weeks in October, made me a Mets fan once.
Ooh,
in
wow.
86, had to,
Ooh,
had to. Goes against the fiber of my being.
You would admit that?
Yes, because the torment. But then
you and Gold had something in common for once.
Let's not go crazy. But
86 Gold.
The thing for me,
peak Gold.
The thing for me about that is for years, like they have to blame someone.
Yeah.
They always blame the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Boston fans always blame the wrong guy. They blamed Bill Buckner. Game was tied. How about you blame the other guys? How about you blame Bob Stanley?
How about the manager?
Yeah.
For keeping the guy in.
But the game was tied when Mookie has the slow roller and it gets by Buckner. It wasn't like he booted that and 3 runs scored and that ended the game. And they blamed that guy forever. And he handled it with class and dignity. And that has honestly, when I talk about things like, they want to,
but you got to enjoy speaking of the Mets, you got to enjoy the fact that the Mets are 10-20 on the year.
The thing that I do enjoy.
I do love how the Braves are running. I'm like, the Marlins are in second place in the East. Oh, they're 7 games back. It looks like the Braves are just doing their thing.
I will say this. The fact that the Mets spent the kids where you leave the remember when we were kids and mom and dad would leave the cash for the week when they were going away on vacation and that $200 was gone in 3 hours on pizza and whatever.
Private equity firms blush at what the Mets have spent.
As well they should.
Okay. And this is the result that they're getting. It's unbelievable stuff. Meanwhile,
thank you, Caribou.
Shout out to Chris Morris and Josh Graham. The Orioles are right where they always want to be. Lingering, lurking, 5 games back to give you a little bit of that hope.
That's fine.
It's never going to happen.
I can deal with Oriole fans until they talk to me about that. It's unfair. We got to go on the road for the 1-game playoff. Would you rather have your season over at 162, win the game and move on?
No, but seriously, Mike, when's round 2 start?
Sometime in the future.
Tell me, future boy.
Not tomorrow, but sometime.
Listen.
Possibly
future boy.
You guys are fine asking me. I was just like, we don't have the answer.
It can't be Saturday. I don't know who you got to tell.
Yeah.
We might, honestly.
Do you have Bettman's number?
No.
Do I have
We-
Kevin's number?
We might actually find out, and this is the only thing I can say, depending on the result tonight, for everybody out there, we might find out as soon as tomorrow when it is.
Okay.
We could. I could just I'll put it in. I hate doing this because I don't want to say, oh, I think it'll be this. And then you get that aspect of it.
I thought I had
the
Benton's number
NHL, and they don't know how to schedule anything.
No.
Oh, I do have Kevin. Is it finally time to text Kevin Adams? You think he'll actually respond to a text now?
We probably should wait till Buffalo is the opponent.
I don't know. It's a perfect time to talk to Kevin Adams. Actually, no. This number wouldn't work. It's still a 919.
Some people still keep it.
Maybe he kept the 919. I have no idea.
It's going to be fair to tell you that number's probably not.
You're probably it's just like are you saying my Jeff O'Neill number doesn't work
No,
anymore?
that one actually might work.
O-Dog.
The O-Dog number still works.
I can share mine with yours if you need it.
Get the O-Dog on here.
Oh, he'd love to come on.
Oh, he hates talking about the Canes, man. He is not. He's Mr. Toronto. He
Yeah,
does
but
not-
if it was the Canes versus Montreal, he would talk.
well, then yes.
Yeah.
It might be time to reach out to the O-Dog. You're absolutely right about that.
Jeff
All right.
O'Neill.
Jeff O'Neill! All right, Mike, get the hell out of here.
All right, boys.
Bye.
Thanks.
No, I had three. I had three. I know.
Just give me a shorty.
There's a Bud Light lime down in there.
No. I don't want to cross pollinate.
You don't want to do. Okay, you getting the shorty there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Shorties
Bye,
are cold.
Mike. Bye, Mike. Also, Leanne's got some OG Lights cold by now.
Yeah.
But you're gonna go with the highlights.
Shorties don't count.
It's all good. It's all good. Just like the Slavin Sunday doesn't count. It's just playoff mode.
Yeah.
It doesn't count. Calories do not count with the Slavin Sunday. So shout out to Two Roosters. Bye, Mike. Two Roosters will be we're live today. Two Roosters will do your events. They'll be hanging out with us for our OG birthday bash on Saturday. Bring the kids. We got ice cream.
Yeah.
Bring the kids. We got
Well,
ice
no, that's what Jared said. It's like what's Shady's like? Can I bring my, my
it's
kid?
fine.
I said,
it's a chill bar, man. It's all good. So we got that. So Two Roosters will be there. They can do your event. All you got to do is hit up tworoosters.com. And of course, whenever we find out when the playoffs start, we'll know when you can go back to the arena and get yourself a Slavin Sunday. Today's also the last day that you can get all your Canes flavors at Two Roosters locations at April.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah, we're almost to our month again.
Whatever.
Gonna need you people voting.
Oh, that's right, because we got to get our ice cream out there. You're absolutely right about that. Maybe you love Two Roosters so much you want to live next to one. Tell that to Hometown Realty.
That's my favorite transition that you make.
Hit them up, myhtr.com. In all seriousness, there's a lot of confusion. We're going to talk to Gordon Miller a little bit later on. There's some confusion as to what's going on with like new construction and houses just kind of sitting out there. There's more buyers and sellers or one way or the other. I don't know. I'm not an expert. Hometown Realty is. So hit them up, myhtr.com. And of course, our friends at State Farm, Matt Davis in Garner. He's going to help you save money on home and auto insurance. More importantly, he can help you out with some financial planning. Yes, financial planning on top of your home and auto. So if you got some long-term goals, you're thinking about maybe college for a kid, maybe you're thinking about a second home, you're thinking about retirement, all sorts of things that you 20, 30 years from now, Matt can help you out with that. So hit him up, insuregarner.com, 919-779-8277. Are you looking at the comments again? Are you laughing?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
All right, well, we will get to those. Oh, wait a minute. What did I do?
Yeah, he took me out.
Oh, geez. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Who needs me? That your single shot looks good, man.
Yeah, the single
That's crisp.
Yeah, the single shot always looks good.
No, look at your background. That is.
I know. I know
What
I'm
did you
doing.
do? Did you clean the cameras?
No, I did not clean the
Or
cameras.
did I just put my glasses on?
It's a StreamYard thing.
Damn.
Also, as Jacob pointed out to me, the aura on my side of the studio is a lot better than the aura of your side of the studio.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's
is what it
fine.
is.
We're gonna get a Braylon Mullins back there. So.
Well, we're also going to upgrade the cameras here too. So that's in the future. Anyway, hit up Matt Davis, insuregarner.com. All right, so we kicked Maniscalco out of the studio.
Yes, we upgraded.
I would say so,
Yeah,
yes, because there's beer and barbecue. So we
Jake at least. Oh, Chris.
No, Chris is taking OG Live, so we absolutely yes.
Shit.
Chris is taking OG Lime.
Double upgrade then.
Jake Wood from Lawrence Barbecue in Cary. Chris Powers from Trophy joining us in studio. Getting Piggy With It is coming back May 17th at the Maywood location. You can get your tickets right now at the FrankieLemmonFoundation.org. Again, that's FrankieLemmonFoundation.org. Again, May 17th. Chris, we'll start with you. So just slide the mic over there so you can get that. For the reminder for the audience, how you guys got involved with this foundation, how you guys hosted, and what you guys are looking to accomplish. Or is this more of a Jake question? I always forget. This is more of a Jake question. So Jake, if you could answer that question, that'd be fantastic, sir.
Sure. Well, so for Lawrence Barbecue, we got involved with the Frankie Lemmon School. Our first year open in 2021, just by getting to cook for Triangle Wine and Food Experience. We got to have a dinner out at the Millburnie Fish Club, and then we did the main gala, and that was just a really cool experience. But that introduced us to some of the folks with the school, who we've now become really close with over the years. And just kind of randomly happened. There was a leadership rally project that included some guys from the Frankie Lemmon School. And they were like, hey, Jake, how do you feel about this? And it was essentially like, call all your buds, get them to come to Raleigh. Frankie Lemmon will take care of him and look after him. And, then the question was like, well, where can we have it? And the very first person I thought about was Chris Powers. He's always been just a supporter of everything that's happening in the community that's great and positive and good. And so I just said, hey, man, can we take over your lawn pretty much? We didn't know what it was going to look like or the potential that it had. We just knew that we wanted to say yes and make it happen for the kids at the school. And now we're coming into year 4, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of how it all started. And it's been a really cool experience, I'll say.
So I also feel like you bring out the fastball for this event, specifically your food items. You get a little funky, right? Like this isn't
we try to have fun, man. Just because at the restaurant we have to dial it in and keep things streamlined. And when we do events like this, it is an opportunity for us to get a little outside the box and flex a little bit. Have some fun.
Have you thought about yet what's going to be on the menu?
So we're gonna have the kids' dogs. We got that station set up, which is very,
I'll have one of those.
Very important. Yeah, very important.
Dude, I live for a hot dog, man.
And then
I don't care how many minutes it takes off my life. You can give me that stat till I fucking pass out and die.
That I'm gonna keep eating those. Lemonade stand are like the 2 most popular stations.
Hell yeah, man!
And it's not just kids in the line for the hot dogs, but we're gonna do some of our smoked and fried party wings this year. Just something that we can do a lot of, and nice little party bite. Keep your beer in one hand, nom on the wings in the other. We got a couple tall sauces, doing a chamoy and tahini, so really like powerful flavor, punchy in the mouth, and then we got an ancho honey that'll kind of settle it down a little bit.
Okay,
you had me on honey.
Yeah.
I can actually go this year. I'm excited about this. There's no like junior cane. I see you're rocking the junior canes throwback today. There's no junior canes tryouts or any of that stuff going on that weekend, so I can actually go. What a
beautiful!
concept.
And this is the Sunday after Mother's Day.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Now there's a lot. It's not just Lawrence that's going to be there. We're going to talk to Matt Register from Southern Smoke next week, leading up to this. Matt, I think, has some Tennessee takes. He also wants to
get him off his chest.
He has some Tennessee and NC State takes he needs off his chest. So it's almost like a little therapy for Matt.
Those are the only 2 takes that Matt has?
No, Matt's
Or those are the only 2 you are allowing him?
Those are the only ones we're going to allow. Our friends at Longleaf will also be there too. So Chef Dave's going to be doing his thing as well. Although I wish he would bring the lemon pepper wet that he did for Bong Leaf as a permanent menu item. Maybe we can harass him at this event and make it a permanent thing.
People like Jake, they're artists, Joe. You got to allow them their moments. If you made it every fucking day, then all of a sudden it doesn't become special.
That's a fair point.
Okay.
That's a fair point.
Like you be talking to these men about shrink wrap or whatever the fuck albums you were talking about, how they had different coatings or some shit.
Oh, yeah, and where they were pressed.
Yes,
that matters.
Sure.
All those things matter in terms of the value of a record.
If they were all pressed in the same place, there would be no scarcity. If he was making the same, honey wings all the time, then there wouldn't be no scarcity and no incentive.
It's a valid point, man.
Exclusivity.
That's
valuable.
That's why we have a pop-up shop.
Exactly, because they'll never be
because we're never going to bring back the drunk playoff pig ever. Maybe next season when they make the playoffs again. That sort of thing.
Maybe.
So
what if they win?
Well, you're still going to be drunk.
Okay.
So playoff pig still applies in that situation. So Chris. So about the Maywood space, from when you guys opened up Maywood, That was your facility where you're doing most of your beer. You got your tap room, things like that. But it's like a whole complex now, man.
It is. We call it the campus.
It's the camp. You got the trophy campus, which is perfect for events like this.
Yeah.
Like I'm holding the MLB Raleigh guys, the Play Ball Pilsner. You guys did their fun opening day event with the little derby and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I gotta give.
That's beer flavored beer.
This is beer flavored beer.
Perfect.
Made by real humans, 100% of the time. It's factual.
I gotta give. I gotta get on Lou's merch game because man, that line was out the freaking door for people to buy 919 merch and hats. Man, I gotta pick up some stuff from Lou on that.
They crushed it. That was the biggest event that they've had over there.
Yeah, it was great
through the promotion, and people are kind of like know what to expect when they're out there. If you had those some of those one-offs in there too, like the Research Triangles tee and the hat. I thought that was pretty sick. I'd never seen that before.
I actually have the Research Triangles shirt
Nice.
that I'll probably rock on tomorrow's mailbag episode. But no, so when you opened up Maywood, was this something you guys always wanted to do, or is it just kind of like morphed into this is a perfect opportunity to host things like Getting Piggy With It or the MLB Raleigh event from a couple weeks ago?
It was definitely part of the plan. You know, when we first bought those buildings way back in the day, we needed a facility to brew larger batches of beer. And then the opportunity to purchase the other buildings came up. So we went ahead and decided to spread out a little bit. And that third building with that grassy area between those buildings just was perfect for something like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's outdoors. You have opportunity to be inside. There's plenty of space. The kids can run. And we do really fun events like, Getting Piggy With It and, MLB to Raleigh and some of those other food festivals that we're hosting out there. It just ends up being a great location.
Was that your 40th birthday?
Yeah, we did the 40th birthday in the back room.
Old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was only 7 years ago.
But it was just like yesterday.
Right. It was just like yesterday.
That sounds very recent.
You did. Yeah.
That was a nice gesture.
Yeah.
I don't trust me. You go back and look at pictures of me from our 40th. I am skinnier and I've got more hair, man. So I don't know what's happened in the last 7 years. A lot of things have happened in the last 7 years, to say the least.
Yeah.
This is my favorite question to ask you, Chris, as we launch yet another beer.
What is my favorite OG like?
Well, of course you like OG Light, but we gave you some OG Lime, which will be available at the State of Beer Bend location.
That's true.
I believe.
Now, where is that?
That is at 851 West Morgan Street.
West Morgan, yeah.
Oh,
yes.
It's
right around the corner
houses
from Trophy Brewing, yeah.
Yeah, it's just three. It's in between Irregardless and Trophy Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
right
those three
on
houses.
the curve.
Yeah. It's a nice spot. The food's good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good stuff. Now,
what bank did you rob that you're buying all these buildings? And I've always
won the lottery.
You did?
Yeah. I didn't tell anybody.
I was in Danville yesterday. I came out positive. So
that's good.
That's why I'm happy today.
That's good. That's good. So OG Lime will be available at the State of Beer Bend location next week. I believe is when all these shipments happen.
Yeah.
But I keep being told people aren't drinking beer, Chris, and yet we keep selling beer.
Yeah.
What is happening?
I think
I feel like there's two different things happening right now.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of things out there. We're seeing people drinking differently.
Yeah.
So they're drinking less frequently and lighter beers.
Okay.
Which is okay.
That's
I'm
perfect.
into that. We love lagers. We make a ton of different lagers at Trophy. And we're seeing people that aren't like necessarily going for those crazy stunt beers anymore.
Yeah.
Like that cheesecake, strawberry, sour ale.
I retired.
Those things. Yeah. I just can't do that.
I retired from
my
those
palate is
beers.
broken
Yes.
at that point. So
and you got smart.
And we got smart and we diversified. So we do Starry Eyes, which is our THC beverage. So it's Delta 9 THC. We do two versions of it. We do a 5 and a 10 THC CBD blend. Just so you have both sides of it. Kind of rounds out the
much work
experience.
to do today, but tonight this will be the
So the ginger peach,
Sleepyville.
the ginger peach is a 10 milligram.
Yeah,
one.
that's nice.
I prefer the strawberry lime one, which is at 5 milligrams, and then occasionally you have a grapefruit one that's 2, right?
Yes. So we do one that's 2.5, and in January we do a pomegranate, which is 20.
What?
Listen, January.
Good night.
Yeah, January is the time of year when you need it the most.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
Gets me in a good spot.
What's that? Move the mic
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
Jake. Was it?
The 10
10.
gets me in a
Yeah.
good spot.
Yeah,
But
the-
the 20, I didn't even know you guys made that.
Yeah, I'm with you. The 10 is like one of those, and I'm good to go. Maybe a
Definitely.
non-alcoholic beer to chase it with, just to kind of keep the vibes going or whatever. But Kelly and I were talking about this recently in that, like the 2 milligram ones, why aren't we making more of the 2 lower dosage ones that make it, if you want to, where's Eshball when I need them, more sessionable, if you will, where I can have 2 of them while I'm enjoying a pizza at the Pickett location.
So what we've seen in the market is that people, so on premise, I want to be careful about the amount that I'm serving people.
Exactly.
So I try to keep it low. Like if you're going to buy it off premise or if it's going to a grocery store or a bottle shop, we tend to send the 20 there, obviously, because we want people to consume those in the safety of their own home,
Yes. Right.
possibly with a trophy issued helmet and someone to supervise.
or just a couch. I
or
mean,
just a couch.
you know.
Yeah, he needs
Yeah,
the couch. He needs the couch.
We're seeing a lot more people on site. You're right. That like those lower ABV.
Yeah.
Those lower milligrams.
Yeah, the lower milligrams. So what the hell are we going to do in November, though?
So
Yeah, what's up with
nothing's
that?
final.
Okay.
Nothing's final. I think there's a lot of people working on it on both sides. So there's a couple things that are possible, right? They're going to say you have to split it up. You can't use CBD and THCA or Delta 9
Okay.
in the same beverages. But there's other things you can use in order to kind of like achieve those same results of CBD.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people use like functional mushrooms or other herbs and things
Oh,
like
now
that.
you're speaking.
I'm
my
into the
language.
mushroom coffee, baby.
Yeah, same.
Rice.
Yeah.
That's my jam now.
That's great.
So
Yeah.
you're confident once we get to this drop dead date with how these, like, it's going to change. We just don't know how it's going to change.
Right.
This is stuff still going to be. I just feel like it's going to. It is a product that helps you, right? It's a product that helps multiple businesses. It's a product that, hey, Jennifer over at Nature's Relief. I was actually at Nature's Relief yesterday, re-upping on some gummies. I just feel like there's way too much involved now for it to just to be ripped out like that.
Yeah.
Do they understand that? Do you get the sense they understand that?
I think I do have the sense that they understand that.
Okay.
I do think that they see that businesses like ours have had to diversify and kind of like become more of a beverage company than just a brewery. And they appreciate that fact. And I think that's why there's longer conversations happening about it.
Also, we're unique too, because like we've got some friends out in California that they were just flabbergasted. Like, wait a minute, you can drink this stuff? We're like, hell yeah, we can. It's
Same
great.
thing in New York. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like apparently you can't do that in California. I thought it was more ubiquitous than that. So it's again another unique opportunity for breweries like yours.
It's wild because we've actually seen breweries that make products just for the North Carolina market. THC
Interesting.
beverages. Yeah, so they
Interesting.
just send it to North Carolina and that goes into the market here.
Okay.
Because they've seen it as such a huge growth potential.
Our
and other
farm-
breweries are looking for it.
Yeah, I was to say our conversations with Roy Cooper, who's running for Senate now, but at the time was the governor. He was like, North Carolina would absolutely benefit from this because our farms, our agricultural was set up and ready to go. Like he was ready to sign off on all of that stuff. But if it got to his desk, obviously,
Yeah.
it never really. I mean, the hemp part of it did.
Yeah, not to go too politically endorsement things, but Roy was a big fan of craft breweries. He understood the what it meant. Tourism in Asheville, you know, making Raleigh something notable for people to come visit. All right, let me go hit these breweries. He's pretty forward thinking on that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And job creators.
Yeah.
You know, if we look at our business, what we do to neighborhoods,
Mhm.
craft breweries starting in an industrial building in a neighborhood, kind of bring life back to.
Does 5 Points like you there?
Oh, yeah.
I was
They've
gonna say,
embraced it.
has
Both
Hayes
hands.
has Hayes kicked you out yet? Or-
No,
Hayes
Hayes
like,
loves
why are
it.
you bringing all these people to my area?
Dude, he loves it. We had to get him. We made a deal. We got him an NBA Jam game for the back
I
room.
saw.
He's allowed to use it
Is the
whenever
back
he'd
room
like.
open now?
Yeah,
It
back
is-
room
it's
is
about,
kind of,
yeah, it's about 90%.
Okay.
You know, we're going to finish up. We have two, those golf simulators are almost finished. And once they're done, we're going to be.
I want to
100%
do a
back
golf simulator thing because you also have the mechanical pin
Talk
bowling.
dirty
too.
to
me. We do.
Okay,
Yep.
so I want to do some sort of like time in the summer with those. It's open, right?
there. It's not yet.
Not yet, but when it's
yeah,
open, I want to do like a little OG night out there
We'd love that.
where
Yeah.
he can get on the simulator and I don't know, people get all mad and competitive and stuff like that. So,
It'd be great.
speaking of which, Jake, back over to you. So because I know with beer collaboration, it's, you know, like I see you got a beer here that you guys did with NoCo. You collabed and things like that, right? Like everybody knows everybody in the beer industry. I'm assuming the same thing happens in the barbecue world too. Everybody kind of knows everybody. I'm sure there's a healthy competitiveness that goes along with it too. But how do those conversations go when everybody kind of gets together? You kind of peeking over, see what Matt's doing. Like, how does that? He's peeking at what you're doing. How's that work?
You know, yeah, I guess a little bit, just like any artist or professional or creative, you know, getting around others. But less competitive, more like I feel like everyone's doing their own thing and it's all very different. You know, we had an influx of barbecue hit around the time we announced we were going to open. And it was kind of like we were a little bit worried about it, you know, like, oh man, we thought we had this great idea and like 5 other people had the same idea. But
Right.
you know, I'm a firm
There are no new
believer of,
ideas.
like,
Kid.
you know,
just got to
all
do
ships
them better than the
rise.
other guy.
And as the spotlight has been turned to the newer school barbecue in North Carolina and just everywhere in general, I think it's great that, you know, we're all kind of sticking together. Nobody's really fighting for you know, like
no one's
wanna,
pulling a Walgreens on you and opening up right across the street.
Exactly. And you know, you want to be busy, right?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I always say. Like, I don't necessarily want to be the best. I want to be the busiest because this is a business and we have a livelihood, a group of livelihoods to take care of. But it's fun getting together. Honestly, a lot of the times throughout the year, the only time we get to hang out is things like this.
Things like this, yeah.
You know, so it's more than just like coming and cooking. Now it's for a charity event. So like this one is a little bit more specific. we get to bring all these guys who I've gotten to know and have become friends with to the school on Monday morning.
Yeah.
And so like that last year we had, I think everyone, but maybe like a handful that had to get back to their restaurants or out of state come. And it's just like, you get to leave and you get to go back home to where you're going or back to your business and start a fresh week, like really inspired and just, you know, because it is an individualistic type thing. Like you're trying to win. Like we want to win. We want to be successful just like everybody else. But when you get everyone who has that mentality together, working towards something, like it's really hard to be competitive, you know, like these people are giving up time with their family, time away from their business. And I know what that costs and what the pressure is, you know, to be able to do stuff like that. So it's all super positive when it comes to things like this, man, which is great.
That's awesome. Chris, you were going to say something?
Yeah. There's some intentionality about planning this thing on a Sunday. You know? So like people come to town on Saturday late, or they get there very early on Sunday, and folks like pitmasters show up with their kids. You know, it's a family thing. Like I had the best picture of one of the pitmasters from last year on the board cutting with his son. And he's like, I sent it to him like on his birthday, you know, every time it comes up in my memories and stuff. But an opportunity to kind of get together, hang out, share ideas, and like just kind of like spend time together on a Sunday for a good cause.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I guess the other thing too, Jake, like you're all doing different kind of spins on barbecue, right? Like what would you say you're kind of pushing right now? You got your basic stuff, but you're trying to get a little different with it, be a little creative with it.
Yeah,
so like,
and like for us, man, we took our taco concept, which was utilizing all of our smoked meats when we were at Boxyard, and we kind of folded that all under one roof. And so now if you had to give our barbecue a flair, a flavor, it's Tex-Mex, it's south of the border, you know, but we have a lot of Southern roots that go into it as well. But it's so cool to see different people and what you can do with barbecue. I think now the view of it, like as opposed to growing up, you know, like what is that? That's not barbecue.
It's a meat. You had to have your meat in two. It's got to have the slaw.
Exactly.
Is it vinegar based? Is it tomato based? Like all that kind of
and
stuff.
Hey, listen, I love that, man.
Sure, it's
there's
classic.
a spot in my heart for that, and there always will be. But you know, as the food and beverage industry progresses and moves along, it only makes sense for all categories to do so as well. So it's honestly just been fun, man. I don't sit here and try to tell you I know what I'm doing, dude, because I really don't, man.
We're the same boat, dude.
I was tweezing flowers on plates before I started doing this, and I just wanted to do this because I didn't have any other choice but to be in this industry, and I enjoy barbecue. So it's thankfully working out, man.
That's right. Were you like full on the bear? Like, I mean, you know, like just doing the little
CDC at 18 Seaboard before Jason closed that down over there, literally tweezing flowers on plates. And, you know, I learned a lot from that. And I'd like to think we put a little bit of that towards what we do. We have a pass forward style kitchen. You know, it's very different than a lot of the barbecue joints you see. And I think we're one of the only barbecue joints anywhere around that has like core hours. We're open 5 days a week, 11 to 9, 10 starting tomorrow on Friday and Saturday, and we don't sell out. And that's a different thing from what we're used to. We had to really adjust. And so I've figured out over the past 6 years, meeting all these folks, cooking with all these folks, going to different spots, everybody is doing barbecue different.
Yeah.
You know, you can go to all the spots around here and have a different experience each day of the week. And I think that's really cool in a state like North Carolina that's a barbecue state.
And you got a nice spot in Cary now since the last time we talked.
I don't know who signed off on that or who allowed us into downtown Cary, man.
Well, I mean, they already
They
already let Wayne have a storefront. So I mean, come on. Once they let Wayne have a spot, at that point, just let it rip.
Open the gates.
It's just open the gates, man. We love you, Wayne. You know that. Well, I mean, shit, I haven't seen Wayne in ages. For all, who knows where he is these days. By the way, you notice there's no new ideas.
Yeah.
You saw Jake Sure, right?
Yes, of course.
That's a great remix. Not that we would ever do something like that.
No, never.
We would never do something like that. We'd never remix a logo.
Things I learned picking up Alex Nunnally and Cary for game 1 of the playoffs. You guys are not that far from the arena.
No, not at all.
No.
We get a lot of folks coming through with jerseys on and stuff.
Hopefully you're getting some of that hockey traffic at this time of the year, because I know the pizza place does pretty well next year there. And, you know, it's a good spot downtown. Our friends at Bond Brothers, not that far from there either.
Within walking distance,
Yeah.
And
I mean,
we've had some people come in and watch the games, ask for it to be put on and stuff.
Perfect.
So, yeah, we really like that, man. We didn't have indoor seating at our other spot for 4.5 years. So it's all, anybody who wants to come in for any reason. Like,
that's right. Yeah, because at Boxyard, you didn't have like a fancy space like Full Steam. Like it was just a straight window, right?
That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's right. All right, so FrankieLemmonFoundation.org. That's where you can get your tickets. It is May 17th at Maywood, at the Maywood campus for Trophy. So go check that out. The skinny houses don't mind if you park, right?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay, that's all that matters. So, well, yeah, go ahead, grab the mic.
Yeah, I just want to mention some of the breweries that we are going to
Yes.
be on hand that day. So Jake lines up an incredible lineup of chefs from all over the country to come out for it. So I always try to compete, and I want to have the best breweries.
It's like your job.
Yeah. So I get all the breweries. My goal is to get all of our friends that make great beer from across the country to send us something special.
Yeah.
You know, I send them information about the school. I try to get them to come out to visit. So we have our friends from the Vale sending some of the rare beers out down here.
Oh,
for
nice.
Some things that have never been on the market. I'm excited about that.
Okay.
Guys from Good Word are sending some beer. Fonta Flora, of course.
Of course.
Our friends from Weldworks are going to be sending some beer from Greeley, Colorado.
Nice.
So and then some special stuff from Sierra Nevada as well. So those pre-release things. Like last year we had the Pills before it was actually widely released.
I gotcha.
This year they're gonna have some other things from their test brewery.
Okay, very cool.
Kind
The
of
fact that you're getting some stuff from the Vale, I'm going, oh really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the peak beer bro days, for people who don't understand, when I kind of perked up when he said the Vale, there would be like the sickos who would drive up to Richmond on a Tuesday to go get whatever like New England IPA released their variant that they were dropping that particular day, and they would come back and all that kind of stuff. So the Vale is very well known, good stuff. So you're gonna say, Jake?
I was just going to say that's another draw, man. I think this is the most approachable ticket price for what you actually can come there and achieve, whatever your goals may be. I mean, just an unbelievable amount of food, all these new beers that are coming in. And I think that each year we've done a great job growing that. More chefs coming in. We try to get folks from out of town, and we've added some non-barbecue chefs as well, just to kind of round it out, man. So, and we have petting zoo this year, right?
It's in the works.
Okay. All right. I'm going to keep talking about it until it's a thing.
Real quick, the early entry is sold out, but general admission for this is available from 1 to 5 on May 17th. So again, head on over to FrankieLemmonFoundation.org to get your tickets. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for updating us on everything.
Much.
And thanks for carrying OG Lime, Chris.
Yes.
Probably put us back in here. Hi. Big thanks to Roback. Check them out all.
Am I running the tech today?
Look, man. He's got a little discombobulated today. It's fine. Big thanks to our friends at Roback.
I need to get that on a shirt.
Check that. It is on a shirt already. At the Secret Stash. Roback.com. Oh, you want that on a Roback?
No, I just want that. I want a pocket tee.
Yeah, we've got
Both
those.
beers.
We've got those already.
No.
Well, no, Mikey P's working on a new pocket tee.
Yeah.
He's working on a new.
Want the lime on a pocket tee?
Yeah, he's working on a new thing for the Secret
I
Stash.
want that on a pocket tee. The
Oh.
front.
Okay.
Yeah. And then nothing on the back. I just want a pocket tee. Classy.
Classy
Keep
pocket.
it classy. J. Crew style.
Okay.
OG Crew style.
Speaking of classy, Roback is always classy. Check them out online, roback.com. You got the hoodie on today.
Well, speaking of Roback, we have 2 Robacks for our raffle
Excellent.
on Saturday.
Very excited about
2XL. It's a 2XL.
that. Okay.
Okay.
It's fine.
Kind of fits me.
Clearly, you got it for yourself.
No, it was a bonus.
Oh, fair enough.
A bonus.
Fair enough. You can take 20% off when you use our promo code OG20. So check that out. Roback.com. Use the promo code OG20. When I was driving in today, our friends at Color Graphic were putting up some new things on Fayetteville Street. I
noticed that.
That's just like one-stop shop, man. Like Glenn over at Color Graphics doing some great things. If you have
Totally
a wrap,
forgot to tell you.
you need a banner, you need a tap handle. We have to update the tap handles because this is a collector's item now because we've changed the logo up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Glenn at Color Graphics can help you out.
This will also be available in the raffle.
It's the Dave Dorn. And why does Bill Belichick look like a condom? Like, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Which, by the way, Jordan Hudson continues to be extremely online and not in good ways. But regardless, go to Color Graphic. Use that email, sales@colorgraphic.com. Tell them we sent you. And Glenn's going to make sure that whatever you need gets done. Like, you want to get this picture blown up?
Suck it, Duke fans. Why you got to do this to me? Why do you have to turn me into that guy?
Somewhere a Carolina fan's going to want that from the raffle at the birthday bash and gift it to Duke. But here's the thing about Duke.
Just keep rolling.
They're
on.
not really struggling right now. Now,
God.
are they, Joe?
They just don't care.
I'm not even going to play
Just don't care.
I'm not even going to play the music transition. What I'll do is I'll just use the OG Sports phone to get us into this particular Duke topic because they're killing in recruiting and they just did something that's going to piss off the rest of the ACC.
919-444-2211. Call the OG Sports phone and curse or don't.
All right, let's go to an 828.
Jonathan James Shire. Jonathan James Shire. Joaquim Boomche, 2028 projected lottery pick. FC Barcelona. 2 years of college eligibility. UNC wanted him bad. UNC promised him a likely starting job. Welcome to the shit, Mike Malone. Enjoy. Let's fucking go, Duke. It's title or bust again. We might fucking choke again. Curse or don't. But I'm fucking hyped right now. Mike Malone stuffed in a locker. I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving this portal season with something. Duke is disgusting. We're filthy. I'm stoked. And again, Mike Malone, welcome to the shit, buddy.
Hey, man. Tough neighborhood. Shout out to Mark Gottfried.
What's the number? Can we get one yet?
You gotta be about that life to be in the triangle. And
Yeah.
Duke continues to Duke has come out of its silent mode. They went into whatever darkness cave they went into after blowing a 19-point lead with that picture that you used in the NCAA tournament in the Elite Eight. And they just keep finding themselves
cool.
right back at it.
Cool.
And
we're just gonna put the best roster together. Cool. You go do what you got to do. We're going to go do what we got to do. And it's listen to my voice.
Yeah.
It's impossible not to respect them for what they're doing.
Right.
It's impossible.
And
you can sit there and try to go nanny poo poo. You lost to NC State. You lost to Houston. You lost to
keep it moving.
UConn. Cool.
Keep it moving.
Here we are. Right back at it. We're taking another swing. It's hard not to be impressed by it, though.
I said this to Brendan.
That's what I'm saying. You could be a Carolina fan and be like, motherfucker, they just keep moving on.
Right. And
why?
Right. And that's why.
Wallow in your depression.
It goes back to our conversation with Mike Maniscalco. I know what he's saying. Why are you paying attention to other people? But as we know, nothing in the triangle happens in a vacuum. And
Correct.
I know that back when we were going through the whole Hubert Davis and he got let go and what direction they're going in, I never understood the general attitude other than it's just straight up cope that they don't want to admit. That what's happening with Jon Scheyer at Duke has a direct impact on what's happening in Carolina.
Yes.
A direct impact.
There's
yes,
no way around that.
You can nanny boo-boo the blown leads in the NCAA tournament. They haven't won the national championship with Jon Scheyer yet. Hey, man, winning is hard. I get all that kind of stuff.
Sucks, by the way.
It is a suck. Of course,
Plus
Duke.
750.
But it's funny. I was talking to, we were talking about this with Brendan, and I can't remember if I brought it up in our conversation with Brendan from The Athletic, but it's like, everything about Duke's program under Jon Scheyer, from the transition to Coach K to this, has been immaculate, with the exception of one thing.
I know.
One thing.
And again, it should always be about the loss, but it never is with Duke. It's always about tomorrow.
And
never about what happened.
And
it's always about tomorrow.
And you always got mad at me when I pointed this out, as if it's some sort of well, why aren't you still right? Because they don't care. They're on to the next thing. Oh, you're still talking about 2022? What's that gotten you? Right?
Yeah.
And of course, some Carolina fans would fight back and say, well, what's that gotten Duke? Exactly. Well, again, Duke's running their own race right now.
They really are.
You don't believe me that they're running their own race? I present to you, Pete. Is it Tamil?
It's Tamil.
It's Tamil?
Every time I try to correct you on that one, you give me the...
do I have to go into some...
shake off the pitch.
Do I got to go into some, problematic Irish accent to go Pete Tamil? I don't even know, man. I don't know. I don't even know what that was.
What was it? Arthritis.
Right. What was the thing on
the potato peeler?
The potato peeler, right? Do I got to go into the problematic potato peeler on ACC Network accent? The Tamil.
Nobody needs arthritis.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, according to Pete Tamil, without his arthritis, Duke has entered into a first of its kind. God, this reeks This reeks of such tech bro PR stuff, man. Holy shit. I can't believe I'm going to read this out loud. Duke is entering into a first of its kind enterprise partnership with Amazon,
that also includes the retail giant and streaming service televising 3 marquee men's college basketball games next season. Outside of the world of sports, hold up. Outside of the world of sports, there has been a big shift in the tech world. Tim Cook announced in partnership with Apple, this is all planned, that Tim Cook, the current CEO of Apple, is transitioning away from that role, and they're elevating a product guy to the new CEO role. Okay. And that he's going to stay on the board, but he's just no longer going to be the CEO. And I'm now convinced that the reason why he's stepping away as CEO is that he could not secure the Duke bag for Apple TV, and it's going to Amazon.
Now, tell me how this is going to work, because...
So I started to poke around.
When you say marquee,
right,
this feels like Lehigh or Army.
No. I'm actually going to read directly from Pete Thamel's story. The move will raise eyebrows around college sports. Certainly raised eyebrows at ESPN. The deal could end up marking a harbinger of the future, as streamers are expected to be more aggressive in acquiring rights in upcoming collegiate sports rights discussions. Duke worked with the ACC and ESPN on future scheduling commitments in exchange for the ability to play these 3 neutral site games, including participating in select ESPN-owned and operated neutral site events in 2027-28 and 2028-29. I can imagine.
So hit pause real quick.
Yeah.
The highest rated basketball game this year was Duke, Michigan from DC, neutral site game.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Amazon wants a piece of that.
Okay.
That's what this is.
Okay.
I don't know if there's other college programs that you can do this with. I don't know. I do not know. So I have a couple thoughts.
No, there's not.
Let's start with the ESPN of it all. For Duke to go on their own.
That's where I'm raising my eyes. This has nothing to do with anything but the ACC and a school going beyond its agreement.
Yes.
Ironclad agreement.
This is working around the grant of rights
with ESPN
and having the ability to negotiate some things where you are conceding, we'll give you some other games in exchange for us to be able to do this. That's big. Okay. That is big. So Duke's running its own race. I find that surprising. Duke.
And not with Apple, where their CEO went to Duke.
That's why I'm convinced Tim is resigning as CEO. He couldn't secure the bag. Couldn't get his own freaking school to sign on for this for Apple TV. We've been so focused on Clemson and Florida State because they're the squeaky wheels and all that kind of stuff.
And it's football, yeah.
And it's football and all that kind of stuff. But this is more damaging to how things are going to look going forward, because this is the tech companies poking around to see what they can and cannot do with some of these television rights. This is not too dissimilar to where we were 10, 15 years ago, where Facebook was like gobbling up like some properties here and there, like those like lower tier secondary games for Major League Baseball. They signed a deal with like the World Surf League. Like I think Twitter at one point. Do you remember Stadium?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Remember Stadium?
Yeah.
So Stadium was like this Twitter video initiative where they bought up some lower tier games so that they could stream, because everybody was testing to see what the viability was of streaming these things on these social media services. Well, Amazon and Netflix are currently in an arms race for more sports rights, because sports are the thing that prevents you from churn. We're finding this out with Peacock, right?
Yeah.
Peacock had a big February between the Super Bowl and the Olympics. Those two things are over. Guess what's happening? They're at a churn rate that's higher than everybody else right now. That's a problem. So Netflix is also looking at potential churn problems and how sports is the driver here. So that's why they're interested in like the overseas games for the NFL, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Why they got in on the Thanksgiving Day and the Christmas Day and all that kind of stuff, right? So you ask yourself, this is more about the tech companies poking around to see what they can and cannot do with some of these high value rights, because I don't think there's much more beyond Duke that you can do this with. Maybe Kentucky, maybe Kansas.
In theory, Kentucky or UConn.
Maybe.
In theory, but they'd have to be running hot. Like that's the thing about Michigan this year. They were running hot. Duke was running hot. It was truly a alignment of the stars for that to happen.
So you combine this story, which I'm sure has ruffled some feathers, and Duke is once again looking at where things are going as its own thing. Because who knows where we are in 2030? Duke's just starting to test the waters of what they might be able to do independently of themselves because they don't know what conference they might be in, man. I don't know. We don't know what's going to look like in 2030.
Well, you and I have always argued that the Big Ten would take Duke and Carolina.
I would agree with you on that.
As a package, in part because of this, the attractiveness of basketball.
So this is obviously going to catch the attention of ESPN because if you can find ways to work around your already ironclad grant of rights, what the hell does this mean when we get to 2030?
I was going to say, you need to expand on this just a little bit because let's just say NC State baseball on Tuesday was like, hey, we got this game against ECU.
Yeah.
And there's this huge appetite for it in the Triangle and the Greenville markets. Would you mind?
And we want to put it on the OG Sports Network.
Yeah. Would you mind if we let whoever put this on the OG Sports Network?
Nope.
And they would be like,
no.
Let's take us out of the equation. Hey, there's a huge demand for this game. We would like to put it on the local NBC affiliate. And they would be like, that's cool.
That's a no.
That you have a market for that. And that's why we're here. And we're going to put that on ACC Now next extra.
Yeah. And this is not.
And we're going to charge people to get it.
Yeah. And this is not sub-licensing, which already exists, right? Where you buy these games from ESPN.
I'm talking about baseball right now. I'm talking about like, we've seen this in different sports where it's like, I really want to watch this. And it's like, no, you don't understand.
Well, shit. You specifically
ESPN
about baseball.
owns the rights.
Remember, the ACC baseball tournament wasn't even fully available. The baseball jamboree.
It was subsidized to Raycom.
Yeah. Right. So, but again,
and it wouldn't be available on the stream.
No.
Which was infuriating.
So, but again, ESPN is the driver in all this.
Correct.
So the key part here is that this was clearly negotiated with ESPN. And that's where they got the concessions with the ACC
they must have paid ESPN.
Maybe they bought these games back to sell them to Amazon and make money off of them.
Correct.
Right. Again, I have to, I just saw this story. I got to poke around to see what the deal is on this stuff. But it's very, very interesting.
ESPN would not release, why I said Army and Lafayette or whatever else is because why would they release the Michigan game like that? The big neutral site game like that, because that was literally the highest rated college basketball game this year.
Yes. So the concessions are, we'll get something else in return. You have to be in one of our ESPN ones for neutral site purposes. So that, like the Champions Classic, like that's what
as if they're doing ESPN a favor in that, and not themselves.
I know, and we all know that that's actually Duke's Super Bowl. Is the Champions Classic.
Unbelievable.
Just
fucking 4D chess.
But the thing is, Duke is doing it on an individual level. The other news of the day is that the Big 12 did what has been rumored for a long time, finally, and discussed. They knocked out a private capital deal, not a private equity deal, but a ding, 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 ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
This is private capital, an influx of cash with Redbird. Now, why does this matter that they used Redbird? This is in the release. The Big 12 describing their deal with Redbird as business development. This is from Ross Dellinger at Yahoo Sports. As part of their collegiate athletic solutions partnership with Redbird, the firms are now co-investing the infusion of cash into the conference with an expected return. You're looking at about a 10% return. However, the capital partners will hold no ownership in the league, and the deal will not change the operation or governance of the conference, Commissioner Brett Yormark told Yahoo Sports. The vote from presidents and chancellors last Thursday to finalize this agreement that's been under discussion now for more than 2 years. It was spearheaded by Yormark and his board chair and the Kansas president. Quote, this is from the Kansas president. At the highest level, what I hope to get out of this is a really strong partnership that positions our conference well into the future, including our next media deal by creating increased value. So they're going to get $12.5 million in capital to the league. It's a number, according to Dellinger, that could grow, and it's there to be invested for revenue-generating opportunities, end quote. Now, I go back to, I didn't have time to pull it. Maybe we can explore this a little bit later. But remember, we talked to Tim Pernetti, New Jersey boy.
Yeah.
Is he still the commissioner of the
American? Yes.
Okay. For some reason, I thought he had maybe left for something else, but maybe I'm misremembering something. Regardless, when we talked to Pernetti last year, and I pushed on private equity versus private capital, and straight up telling them that as somebody in the media business, my immediate reaction to anything related to private equity is to ask the question, when has private equity made anything better? And when has private equity not resulted in mass job loss.
Strip it down and sell it for parts.
Right. Where it's essentially debt loading you, stripping you for parts, real estate play, and people losing their jobs.
Yeah, the real estate is a key part of that.
Okay.
Which these schools have.
Ding, 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 ding. The wrinkle where it becomes not a ripoff of David Bowie and it's ding, 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 Vanilla Ice.
I have it for you.
Is that private capital, as I've been explained to and mansplained to. You want to play it now?
Rap song. Doesn't sound anything like theirs. And just to prove his point, Vanilla breaks it down and sings the dings. Ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding. Ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. That's the way theirs goes. Ours goes ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding. Ding, 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 diggy, ding, ding. That little bitty change.
It's that little bitty change. It's private equity, private capital. Ding, 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 ding. Okay.
He almost did it with a straight face.
I know. He couldn't keep it with straight face. I remember that. I remember that MTV News clip.
It's not the same.
It's just not the same, man. Totally not the same. Totally didn't sample that. Regardless, the idea going back to our conversation with Pernetti, the commissioner of the American, it was using the influx of that capital to do projects to help then raise the valuation of your properties.
Yeah, and the way he said it, it was fait accompli.
Yes.
Not only in the Big 12, but
it was
coming soon to a school team near you.
And again, the idea is let's use this infusion of cash to get better with stadiums, the improvements that are needed at stadiums. Like you'd like to talk about World War II heat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got to get rid of that. We got to upgrade. You don't want, hey, as I texted, I mean, and you were on the group chat.
That's Reynolds.
As I grouped, I sent you and AD Bubba Cunningham a text yesterday, and it was reject the modern, embrace tradition. And it was modern urinals versus a trough, right? That's what private capital is going to be used for. That all these Big 12 stadiums, urinal troughs are out. We're going to use those new fancy Totos that don't actually use a bunch of water. Okay. All of this is done with the expectation that the Big 12 will knock out a new television deal and the private capital will be able to get its return on investment based on getting a cut of whatever that next TV deal is. And that's the kicker. If there's any takeaway from this news related to the Big 12 and why, if I'm the ACC, I'm freaking the fuck out with the private capital deal here, is that Redbird and their $12 billion worth of assets has Paramount. Paramount is in the process of getting Turner.
They just got the UFC.
Yes. They are snatching up sports rights. They've also taken over like the TNT sports aspect of this. I'm pretty sure they're on the precipice of taking over what is left of Turner in the breakup of Warner Brothers Turner. With the television deals that are coming up and the new version of Paramount buying up sports rights, like you said, UFC, they're about to get an infusion of cash from that and be a linchpin for whatever it is that they want to do for their broadcasting going forward, whether it's an app, their new sports network, whatever it is. And the ACC is still locked into this deal with ESPN, and they're about to get lapped with whatever ends up happening with this because they've got the money, because it's now within Redbird's interest to make all their other television properties work with this investment with the Big 12.
And again, what's important here for the ACC is we're not talking about the SEC and Big 10. They've already been passed by them.
They're passed, yeah.
We're saying the Big 12, who they're currently on the same level as, is now finding a different way to move past them.
As much as Brett Yormark is a big yapper, and he's a great carnival barker, man, the one thing that the ACC could always point to is, regardless of what you say, the facts are we are a more lucrative league than you.
Have been, yes.
And we have been a more lucrative league than you. You can go on vibes, but the facts are we pay out more per school and we have a better deal than you. That's going to change with this investment from Redbird Capital, which is tied to the future of where we're going with sports.
Good work, Randy Woodson.
I always feel like I got to put a Randy Woodson stray jar for you, the old NC State chancellor, because he's no longer the chancellor.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got these two things that are going on right now to put a bow on.
We're going to get $3 million more per year, Julian.
I know. To put a bow on this,
that's a great deal, Randy.
You're seeing the future on both ends. You're seeing a conference finally get on board with this private capital stuff and taking them forward because that's just the future of these things. And a program like Duke poking around to see how much can we do independently.
Duke deal is.
And you know who ends up losing?
It's interesting.
We do, because good luck trying to find all these damn games. I'm going to sound like a boomer. As somebody who 10, 15 years ago was like, yeah, let's cut the cord. I'm not going to lie.
It was 20 years ago, but go ahead.
I'm not going to lie. Was it 20 years ago that I started talking about cutting the cord?
Yes.
No.
You were way ahead of this from everybody.
Yeah, I get that, but damn, was it that long ago? I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of wistful for the bundle.
I would like cable back, please.
Can I get cable back? Was cable so bad?
Like to surf the channels.
I don't think cable was too bad, was it? Either way, that's where we're at. Well, this is embarrassing. Joe,
why?
No, it's embarrassing for me.
Oh,
you have a Junior Canes rowback on. Gordon Miller Lending, he's got a Junior Canes rowback. But maybe it's like I'm not trying to jinx it because it's Junior Canes tryout weekend, but perhaps you guys have it right. You're manifesting another season of Junior Canes hockey for Jacob.
We are.
Do you guys want in on the Enlow hockey rowback?
Yes.
All right. Gordon's in on it.
Gordon's like, yeah, give me another free rowback.
We got another. Speaking of free,
I love me some rowback. Yeah, no, it's great.
So in order to keep giving Gordon free rowbacks, here's what we do. You get a free rowback when you when you refinance with Miller Lending, and you'll also get a gift basket, which is also crucial to this as well, because we love having Gordon spend money on a gift basket after you've refinanced. That's what it's all about. All right, Gordon, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, you're back in Michigan.
Yeah, back in Michigan. It's 40 degrees up here. I guess I just needed a break from real warm, weather. I'm gonna extend my winter. That's all.
Although we got another weird cold front coming through this weekend. Poor Rand. It's gonna be like a monsoon on Saturday ahead of his wedding.
Wow.
So
that's a sign.
Yeah, it's certainly a sign. Now, thankfully, the OG birthday bash will be inside, so we're not too worried about that at Shady's. But I am worried about Rand's wedding. So you're really not escaping much of the weather. But the reason why I ask you what the hell's going on, it's what's up with the rates, man? Like, there's just so much news all the time, and I see what the gas prices are. What does this mean for rates? What the hell's happening, man?
There's too much news right now. That's what's happening. It's enough to drive anybody crazy. But it's sort of the last ad that I did. I talked about, and I did it on the show as well. But just talked about folks that are waiting. Waiting for a rate, waiting, and rates are coming down. It's all they've heard. And now here we are again, back to 6.5. So that, again, the whole point of a no closing cost loan is there's no timing to it. You can just take advantage of the rates. And if the rate saves you a couple $100, go ahead and do it. And should rates start to head back down again, we're all kind of like it's all about oil right now and the rising price of gas, as you mentioned, and inflation fear. And, some people think rates are going to go up a lot more than this. I don't. I think we're near a top. I would hope we're at a top, roughly, because nobody's going to sell their house if rates get up near 7%. It's not going to be a thing. Nobody at 2.5 or 3% would want to do that. So, we do expect we're in a declining rate environment. We're 0.5% lower than we were a year ago.
Okay.
Which is a good thing, because it's not all hell breaking loose. I had to remind my son, who now runs the company down there. He gets the warm weather. I just look for snowfall up here, but it was by choice, I guess. But
these are your choices, Gordon.
These. But I'm getting older, so I think I'm at the point where I need somebody appointed, like maybe an executor or something, to remind me that you don't go north until the snow's gone. That would be helpful. That's a
helpful tip. Yeah,
that's actually how I ended up down here, Gordon. I had more snow on my birthday.
Yeah,
April 25th, 1993, in New Jersey, northern New Jersey. That I was like, I ain't doing this shit anymore.
See,
I'm not doing this anymore.
And for me, we had a 2-foot snowfall in '96, and I said I wasn't going to do it anymore, and then life happened, and here I am doing it again. But at least I'm smart enough to spend the winter down there. They had record snowfalls up here, multiple 2-foot snowfalls. Then they had rain, flooding. It's been beautiful. But again, the main thing about getting back to mortgages for a minute is just everybody's trying to time this, or they're just worried about monthly payments and prices and everything. But at least we can take the worry out of it. The one thing about Miller Lending is that going way back when, I eliminated closing costs. I just saw people paying like every 6 to 9 months to get from 13 to 11 to 9 to 7 to 5 to 3. And that's the thing about rates. Everybody that wants to think they're going to go up higher doesn't understand what I've seen for the last 40 years, which is each time we've hit a peak within those 5 years, we've come back down. That would suggest that we'll be low 5s next year, probably. Depending on how, everything ends or continues with Iran, you might see rates back in the mid upper 5s this year. So, the main point is, okay, rates went up. It doesn't mean you paid 15 grand to get a rate that was free in February. And that's basically what everybody has to choose now is, do I pay a whole bunch of money to get this great rate of 6? And then here was Gordon doing no cost at 6 2 months ago. Don't pay the cost ever. Take the gift basket, take the free loan. When rates come down, we go ahead and bring you back. There's no limit to it. So that's the beauty of a no closing cost loan. One day I hope this is all that's done. It's really, the whole idea of paying a bunch of money at closing just does not make sense to me.
Speaking of the free rowbacks, I don't know, maybe call me crazy. If you refinance based on this conversation, tell them we sent you. Tell them you were listening to this conversation with Gordon today. Maybe I'll throw in a free Enloe hockey hoodie so you can rep. Just say,
wow. Is it the Enloe E or is it an eagle?
So it's got the eagle with a hockey stick and it says Enloe hockey.
It's like a hockey stick in his mouth.
Yeah. Have you? You haven't seen the thing yet? That looks nice. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up real quick. Because
I'm sitting here going, no, I don't need another black hoodie.
So this is what it's going to look like. The Enloe Eagle.
Oh, that's nice.
It's pretty nice, right? It's got the little hockey stick coming out from the Eagle, man. It's good stuff. So I don't know.
You get that, a gift basket, and a personal visit from Joe. Joe likes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do. Yeah.
Joe has to be there every time the gift basket comes. So it's not only hurting me, it's hurting him too.
All right. So Gordon, real quick, we are locked in for the Final Four.
Yes, absolutely. And there's actually going to be a preview of the Final Four because Duke is playing in Detroit against Gonzaga in February.
Am I going to be able to watch that on Amazon or ESPN?
That game's in Detroit.
Is that game in Detroit?
Yes.
The UConn game is in Vegas. Wow.
UConn's in Vegas on Thanksgiving Eve.
Gordon, do you want to fund? Whoa. Before we say goodbye, do you want to fund a boondoggle to Vegas for a Duke game? And we find a spot to do a show from.
It's Thanksgiving Eve. I don't know if any of our wives would actually let us do that.
Who wants to hang out with family when we could be in Vegas getting ready for UConn Duke?
My wife, but
no, I thought you were
other than that, I'm in. I'm in. Let's do it.
We can do that. You get me back up there. I'll do my Coney tour. I'm very excited about this. I'll have Dan for some recommendations.
I do want you to know that I already let her know that the Final Four weekend is going to be a media hub.
Yeah,
at our place. So yeah,
right. It's not just me.
Contact Miller Lending today, millerlending.com. Tell them we sent you. Get that rowback, get that gift basket. More importantly, you're not paying closing costs on a refinance
on your number one investment.
And that's huge, especially if you're looking at your credit card debt and you're looking at that credit card rate and you're going, this is way too unsustainable. You can lower that. You can consolidate that and start paying at a lower rate. Gordon, we appreciate it, man. We will talk to you later.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
What a show. Past the 2 hours. I knew we were going to go past 2 hours when I invited Mike to the studio. I realized I looked at it and we're like, dang, we've got an hour talking to Mike. Always a fun conversation, though.
You know what it was, Joe?
What was it?
A lot to get into.
Actually, low key, there wasn't a lot to get into, but that's neither here nor there.
A lot to get into.
Let's go to the YouTube comments here from CJ.
Before you do that, though.
Yeah.
Just the times like this, I am wistful that we don't have Debbie Yow.
Why?
Can you imagine her reaction to the ACC, to being like, hey, Duke's going to go negotiate on their own to have 3 games.
Yeah.
Randomly, and they're going to make a shit ton of money from Amazon in the process.
Yeah.
Over my dead body, they are.
Well, the problem is you can't do anything about it. So
over my dead body. Go right ahead.
I mean, look, Duke, like I was texting with somebody who used to be in the business, who was watching live. It's like, it is from afar watching Duke do what they're doing right now. Nobody would have guessed they were going to be the leader in where all this stuff is going just 10 years ago.
And by the way, running the ACC right now.
Yes, there is that
in every sport.
There is that too.
Except baseball. That traitor motherfucker.
I believe this is this is Kelly's cousin CJ. What up, CJ? Flyers in 6. Though if we beat the Canes, they better go all the way. That is so Philly. So Philly. Getting your hopes up, only to get dashed. We shall see. Shout out to CJ. From Matt in Fuquay, as a closet Bud Light Lime fan, I look forward to picking some up. And then, of course, I said it's not like Bud Light Lime, and you got all like offended. I'm convinced that Matt in Fuquay.
You still owe Matt from last week when you dissed him on the
No. I'm
the mailbag.
No, absolutely not. I feel like I even called Matt out on the YouTube chat because I was like, I'm just saying it's not like Bud Light Lime, okay?
Well, maybe you and Matt are
Matt's
sparring.
No, Matt's just soft. That's what I've determined.
Whoa.
Matt's all about dishing it. Right? Whoa. I want to argue. I got my takes. All right, fine, let's argue. And it's like, whoa. It's like the classic meme. What are you gonna do? Stab me? Man who was stabbed. You want to argue? Fine, let's argue. But yeah, it's not like Bud Light Lime.
Flyers haven't won it since the year I was born.
Goodness gracious.
They have 2, and they're in those 2 years.
From Dave, it's disappointed that the OGSM and the Canes didn't agree to terms. I was looking forward to my royalty deal. Here's the thing, Dave, and appreciate that. We can't afford what Tom Dundon wants to do. That would require production costs. From Connor, can we get another custom rowback hoodie drop? Asking for a friend. I mean, maybe.
You need the right logo.
Do you think should we put an OG Lime logo or the OG Light logo on a rowback?
Need the right logo.
Okay.
Limes are destined for the pocket tee.
Fair enough.
That'd be
from
really
Nolan Smith Muse, Shire moved in silence again. It's time to win 6. Dude, win something. Get to the championship game first. As much as look, as I said.
Don't devalue the ACC championship like that.
Well, given the rate of the NCAA tournament, what the hell is the ACC tournament going to even mean when you get at 76 teams? Regardless, here's the thing about Duke. For as much as I laud Duke, again, at some point, the whole not winning or the catastrophic losses does come up into the conversation. From Steven, I've gained 10 pounds since moving within a mile of the Person Street 2 Roosters location. Hey, man. You know what? I've gained like 30 pounds since working with Giglio.
Caveat emptor.
So, I mean, I think I've been working with you now officially for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
how do I get blamed for that?
Because look at you. It's all snacks. All snacks all the time. All snacks all the time. Just saying. You came in here with a brown paper bag full of snacks.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is.
Huh.
From Kenneth. Big 12 is a poverty conference. Are they though?
They kind of are.
I mean,
they're outreaching for.
They are. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Butcher's Market OG Live. We appreciate our friends at the Butcher's Market. Check them out online at thebutchersmarkets.com. And we will be back tomorrow for an OG mailbag. I guess it's meeting time. We're having a meeting. Do you have any tea times, trips to Danville planned? What are we doing tomorrow?
Birdman. No, you're good.
So just a normal record time tomorrow?
Yeah.
And we'll go live again, by the way. We've been doing these mailbags live. So
perfect.
Be on the lookout for that. We will see you then.